low standards. It doesn't really count. I'm talking about a big club, yeah. Like,
Phases of the problem. Ollie's fine. It's just nah, stop it, guys.
Yes, people, welcome back to, I was about to say Let's Talk Premier League. It's the first XI. You know, when you just get into a rhythm, I was almost about to didn't quite happen. But yes, welcome back to the first XI for the EFL show. We are obviously, we've got the normal panel with Aaron and Charlie. How are we both doing?
yeah. Charlie, want to go first?
Yeah, all good. Well, I'm finally negative now. Obviously, I did have COVID, but yeah, feeling a lot better and back to usual now, which is good. Thank God.
Brilliant. What about you, Aaron?
I've not been too bad. I went to watch a couple of games. I don't want to be reminded of the result of one of them, but we played well in that game. But I went to watch Donny Bells a couple of days later, and we beat Chorley Women 2-1. So it was good. I got to speak to Butler afterwards, so it was a good day. Nick Buxton, the assistant, followed me on Twitter now. So yeah, overall, it's just a good few days. Just a great few days. I've got a few transfer updates, which we'll talk about before League Two. But yeah, all good.
Yeah, 100%. It's okay. Me and Charlie are here to drag you out of the mud. After you really were very rude about Steve Bruce. You were very rude about him. And I think if he heard that, he would be very disappointed in you. But
he was actually all right with me today.
Well, I'm sure he's probably not seen what you heard about it, what you said about him. I bet his opinion would change after that. You were very rude. You were very rude about him. Vel says Exeter till I die. Well, looking at their transfer business, good luck. Big up Chris in the chat as well. Vel, be careful. Chris says glad. Great to hear your negative, Charlie. He's negative for almost all the STDs apart from chlamydia as well. Up the real Cumbrians. And then, hi, Aaron, Newcastle beat Doncaster 3-2. I thought it was 2-1. I can't remember. Big up to Keith as well. But yeah, as Aaron said, we'll briefly go over what's happened with Argyle and Doncaster since we last met. And then after that, it's all League Two. It's all League Two today. And boy, have we've put in a lot of effort for you today. We're going to have all of the transfers. I mean, all of them, right? And I don't think people appreciate how many actual transfers happen in League Two on a yearly basis. I don't think you understand. You're about to get your eyes wide open. You think losing 5-6 players is bad? Go look at some of these. Some are losing entire squads, let alone a few key players here and there. You definitely, if you're a Premier League fan watching this, your eyes are about to go wide open. And then obviously, like we did for League One, we're also going to be doing our predictions for the upcoming League Two season. I can't put Doncaster in the bottom half of the table, but I can put Exeter in the bottom half of the table, which I'm very excited about because looking at their transfer business, if I'm an Exeter fan, which I'm not, luckily I had brain cells when I was a kid, I would actually be very concerned. Not only have you got a shitty manager, you've also got quite a shitty squad. And I mean, you're just quite shit. Max says Exeter getting to League One next season. Really? I think it's more offensive that you're saying they're getting promoted and then relegated instead of just saying they're not getting promoted. It's actually offensive.
I have a reply to this.
What?
I have a reply to if someone thinks Exeter's going to League One next season, I have a reply to this. There's more chance. Yeah. There is more chance of me getting a girlfriend.
Jesus Christ! Don't.
No, there's more chance of. No, there's more chance of Doncaster getting promoted.
Jordan's loving a bit of Doncaster. Exeter in League One, maybe in Narnia. If you think I'm going to go on about Varane, then I can tell you you're absolutely right. Well, wrong show for that, mate. Lucky you. And we'll start with you. What's happened in Doncaster since last Monday? You've had a couple of humbling defeats, though, or one of them.
Not a couple of humbling defeats, just one. I mean, obviously before the obvious Keepmoat game, we beat Wakefield 6-0 with a barely functioning squad, which was a nice win for us, which we knew about in the previous stream. Then we moved on to this Newcastle game. I'll speak from experience being at the match and watching it. I think the only thing that went against us was the actual scoreline. Apart from that, I've had Newcastle fans left, right, and centre saying you were the better team, you played better football, you tore us apart left, right, and centre for most of the match. Matt Smith in particular, on loan from Arsenal, absolutely just tore Newcastle apart in that midfield. The play was exciting to watch. The passing was on point. Omar Bogle finally gets his first goal in like 2 years, so Newcastle must be shit for letting Omar Bogle score against them. But I think that Bogle did well. I think we're starting to, and I'll speak from experience here, we're starting to see a more improved Bogle. I think Wellens has really worked with Bogle on his positioning, and Wellens said to me personally after the Rosington match, he said to me personally, I want to work on his positioning. So, I think it's clear that what Wellens said to me about Bogle's positioning, he's worked on that with him, and he looks like a better player. I think once Thiago Chakor gets up to match fitness, I think he'll be a way better striker, because I think he's starting to get the base of the team right now, and I think this wonder kid's going to start getting to grips with the play when it gets to the start of the season.
You wait till he comes up against some men in League One. He's going to get eaten alive. He's a cocky little shit that's about to get brought back down to reality. That's all I'm saying.
He's got a top tier arrogance about him.
Judging from some of the signings, some clubs like myself have just brought in men at the back, and they've got some cocky 18-year-old. Mate, James Wilson's about to put that cocky 18-year-old back in his place. I mean, I don't even want to think what Dan Scar's going to do to the poor lad. I mean, he's about as no nonsense as you can get.
I mean, Thiago's probably the first no-nonsense, arrogant signing we've had since Malik Wilkes.
He's certainly not no-nonsense. He's certainly not no-nonsense. He's definitely cocky, that's for sure.
He's got the top-tier arrogance of when we had Malik Wilkes a couple of years back, and then when he plays against us, it gets even more frustrating. But I think Thiago can really shape up and do really well. I think Newcastle, to be honest with Newcastle, in terms of their attack, only individual moments of breaking through. There was only one team goal, and that's about it. The rest of it was just individual runs. Like Alan St. Maximan, his technical skill level was dangerous. I expected, to be honest. It was good to see Callum Wilson get a goal for them and score in front of the fans as well. I think for us, the fullbacks, Tommy Rowe and Carl Moore, were just a different class. They just got past Ryan Fraser like there was nowhere. He turned Ryan Fraser into haggis. I think that we just looked a different class, especially in the second half. It was just a shame we didn't get the result out of it. And Newcastle fans saying left, right, and centre, you deserved at least a draw from that. So to get that response
Can I ask what you said before you played Newcastle, though? Because you said some things about Steve Bruce. I just want to get your response to it, really. I mean, obviously a few people would have heard, but I for anyone new, I just want you to sort of go over what you said you'd do to Steve Bruce's team.
Yeah, come on, spill the beans, because you was going on about it last week. You was like, oh yeah, Richie Wellens' ball's gonna beat Bruce ball and all this stuff.
We beat them in every department apart from the scoreline, so I was kind of hard.
Yeah, but it's the scoreline that matters.
You're not right.
We could let's say our goal got to an FA Cup final, which I'd have to ask how first, but just go with it. And we're playing United, right? Again, how they've got to a fucking final, God knows. So imagine if we played them off the park. We were like, oh, we've played so well. We've beat them on every other bit apart from the scoreline.
Apart from the scoreline, yeah.
We've still lost the game and we don't get the FA Cup. Although the chances is it'll be United playing us off the park and us getting a jammy 1-0 win in that game. Because let's be fair, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be like, no, I'm gonna keep these players until they're all dead, and then I'm gonna bring on maybe Dan James. And then knowing our luck, Cooper just does a run down the left-hand side. Wan-Bissaka's caught out of position in marking Varane, leaves Jepcott open to get a jammy 1-0 win. You know, it's not like I've thought about that before.
I was wrong in saying that we were going to batter Steve Bruce, but like I said,
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if he's seen. I'm not quite sure if he's seen the players that Hartlepool have lost, because they've lost about 35 goals from their two strikers.
I was actually worried that he was laughing at me then, but
I'd never be that rude. I'd never be that rude. Jesus.
No, not me or Exeter, no chance. Exeter deserves more laughs than I do, and I'm something else. Look, like I said, I think the bottom line of that game was we just, like I said, we beat them in every department apart from the result. But the fact that we went toe to toe with a Premier League team against some quality players like Alan St. Maximan, we stood toe to toe with them, and we played them off the park in everywhere apart from the actual result, where we were one goal away from getting something out of it. Yeah. You know what? As a Donny fan, I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
Plymouth 24th. Imagine that.
Is he smoking a big suit?
Bristol Rovers will go down.
Mate, if we ever go back down to the conference, then fuck that.
You can't lure it down. You can't lure it down.
I don't want that again, mate. That was literally the worst. That was literally, I think that was 7 years ago now. That was literally the worst day of my life.
This guy definitely either knows fuck all about the EFL or is just trolling. One of them.
Donny trolling.
Donny in the next 5-6 years could go to the Championship in the next 5-6 years, but Morecambe maybe not. Cambridge maybe not.
Are you playing with Doncaster on a FIFA save, are you?
No,
League One on FIFA.
Over the next 2-3 years, we're just building something that's going to help go towards some ambitious moves.
Yeah, he probably did, to be honest.
Yeah, he's smoking a real big zone.
I want somewhat. You've had extra, lad. I'm not trolling. Are you sure about that? Next, you're going to be telling me that fucking Derby are going to get promoted to a Premier League this season. I mean, Jesus. Still have nightmares from that year in the conference. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
you got straight back up though, which I suppose is the only.
Yeah, thank God.
That. Yeah, because I think you're one of the only clubs to have ever done that, aren't you?
I think it's us and Carlisle. I've seen that stat a few times. Us and Carlisle are the only team that have got relegated to the Football League and then come straight back up. Because you look at all so many other teams, even like Luton. I know they're doing well now, but Luton it took them like 5 years. Even Wrexham, now. You look at Wrexham, they've been in there for years, and now they're trying to completely buy the whole. Well, not buy the whole league because they didn't technically buy, but chuck in big money at players for them to try and get out of the league.
Oh, I was looking at some transfers. I saw the name Dagenham and Redbridge. I was like, fuck me. I haven't seen them in a long time. Like, I still remember them from my League Two days with Argyle. The first
a few years. A few years ago, they got bought by
even in League
American Consortium.
Even in League One as well, weren't they? They were in League One for a while.
Yeah, you got Stockport. I mean, it's very rare. It's very rare to go down and then go back up.
In there.
I don't see them getting back up straight away. It's very difficult. It is very difficult. Briefly on Argyle, we had.
I wasn't done. Sorry, talking about Rovers. So after that Newcastle game, I went to watch the Donny Bells play against Chorley Women. We won 2-1. It was a good performance, very end-to-end game in the pre-season. So good luck to the Bells for the rest of this season. And then in terms of transfer business, we've offered Aidan Barlow a contract. So we're going to get that youngster signed in the middle of the week. Obviously, thank God he's got another club because I think United, developed Barlow. I think that we're going to sort of hopefully give him more first-team football. And then we're going to bring in a new goalkeeper as well. We're sort of into the final confirmations of that. And then hopefully look at a few more, hopefully try and get Lewis Reed signed up, Shane Harrison signed up. So yeah, all positive on and off the field.
Perfect. On our goal, one transfer, Brendan Galloway, who's been on trial for about half a year now. He came in towards the end of last season, sort of around the playing squad there. Obviously, couldn't play him because he wasn't registered in January. But he had been training with us for about 4 or 5 months now. Very pleased about it. Came through the Everton Youth Academy, played for West Brom as well. Very good. Another centre-back, as you can imagine. Argyle and centre-backs is basically right now Brian Lowe's pawn. He loves a good centre-back, he does. He's bought one player and 2 players in different positions, and the other one's a goalkeeper and the other one's a defensive midfield. So he really has a kink for defensive players this season. Thank God, because if he didn't, we'd be in shit creek again. 2 friendlies, played Championship Swansea, who the day after sacked their manager. So you know that it's happened again. You don't want to play Argyle at home park because you normally end up losing your job or quitting your job, as Torquay found out on New Year's Day when you came down to home park. We had Devonport End singing "You're Getting Sacked in the Morning" to Alan Nill, I think was the type manager at the time, and then literally got sacked at 11:30 the next day. So that was quite amusing. Lost 2-1, but a really good performance. We were unlucky not to get a result, if not win, and played Middlesbrough, lost 2-1 again. And again, very similar to unlucky not to get something out of it, really, to keep it even. I mean, our academy kids nearly tore through the Middlesbrough defence. So, you know, Neil, I love you and all that, mate, but you might want to sort your defence out. Okay, if our academy kids can do that, Jesus Christ, if only they had a bit more pace, they would have been absolutely fine. So yeah, that's all on that. Basically quite easy. Can you make me a mod now if you don't mind? I cannot, because it is not my channel. You'd have to talk to Indiana, or shall I say Sir Indiana. But that's all on us. We won't go to Charlie because, believe it or not, Bristol Rovers is actually going to be incorporated into this bit here. We're also probably going to talk about your manager when we get to Bristol Rovers, aren't we? Because yeah, if he does get found guilty or whatever, he ought to probably 100% be sacked. But
yeah,
we'll hand it over to Charlie. We're basically doing all of League Two, and it's all yours.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting show. Obviously, going out. Obviously, like Niall said at the start, there's a load of transfers. But yeah, starting off, obviously, Barrow got promoted last season. And then going into this year, they've lost Donahue, Barry, Joel Dixon, Courtney Baker-Richardson, Scott Quigley, which is a big miss for them. Got a lot of goals last season. He's gone to Stockport. They've lost Kurt Zuma's brother. He got released. Callum Gribbin, Morgan Penfold, Scott Wilson, Hurd, Calvin Andrew, Michael N. Jolly, and Chris Taylor. And they brought in Tom White, Romeo Hutton, Joe Grayson, Josh Gordon, Mark Ellis, Paul Furman, and Zanzala from Carlisle. Pretty good transfers, to be honest. And yeah, I think with a good manager, Mark Cooper, I think they do well. What's your guys' thoughts? What do you think of, if you know much about their signings anyway?
Well, I know they've brought in a couple of the under-21s from Championship side, so I know that. A couple of rival players from Carlisle. I don't really know if they're any good players from Carlisle, but maybe that's a sign. And yeah, if they have on terms of the outs, if they haven't got a club in brackets next to them, it means they don't have a club. Just thought I'd put that in there as well. But yeah, no, it's a fairly interesting one. Obviously, they've released a lot, and they haven't brought in too many, have they? So I don't know if they had a bit of an unbalance in their squad last year, but they seem to sort of released or got rid of half the team and only brought in half of what they've released. So I don't know if they had a bit of a squad issue last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think they've just gone for more quality than quantity because I think, especially the experience of Fireman, Zanzala, and Ellis, I think they could do well. And he's a good manager, Cooper. So it'd be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of players that I recognise. Zanzala, who's a good League One, lower League One, high League Two level striker. I think in terms of the outs, I think that Quigley's good for non-league Premiership. I think that's a perfect sign of Stockport. Be interesting to see how he gets ahead of Paddy Madden, but we'll see what happens with that.
I forgot Paddy Madden was a fucking Stockport.
Yeah, they're gonna have a right squad next season.
He's on $5,000 a week as well.
What, in the National League?
Yeah,
no.
Paddy Madden's on $5,000 a week. Yeah.
Apparently, there's clubs in League One that are offering stupid money as well. And Ryan was talking about this. So I hope it's not Doncaster. But Ryan was on about it in the fans forum and basically said that there's a lot of clubs and ones that were in administration apparently now offering stupid money back to players again. He just says, I hope they don't go bust again. I'm like, when will these clubs ever learn? Well, you have to ask if it's similar with Stockport and Wrexham, because haven't Wrexham just signed that fucking lad from Cambridge?
Yeah, Paul Mullen, who got 32 goals in League Two, and there were championship clubs everywhere. And then the next minute, there's a tweet from what was it, Ryan Reynolds? You know, because of obviously he's gone there with the other bloke. I can't remember the other bloke, but it's crazy, really crazy.
Callum Gribbin, he's another name that I've recognised. Obviously, used to be Man United youth. How far he's fallen. Hopefully, he gets a new club. Zuma used to be the youth at Bolton, so hopefully he gets a new club to continue his development. Sam Hurd, who's a former Donny player during our golden era under Sean O'Driscoll. I'm kind of hoping he gets a new club because I think he deserves it. But a mixed window for Barrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Moving on, we have Bradford. I have put Derek Adams in there as in because it is sort of
Yeah, it's pretty interesting window for Bradford. Obviously, they didn't have the best of seasons last year, but they're trying to go up. I think they're one of the favourites. Outs at the moment, they've lost the left back Wood to Leyton Orient. Donaldson to York City, which is an interesting one. He's obviously getting on now. Anthony O'Connor gone to Morecambe. Pritchard, Novak, Huffer, Ishmael, Shanks, and Clark have still without a club. And then Inns, obviously Derek Adams, obviously pretty decent appointment for them. Done well in League Two last year, trying to get out of the league this year. And they've signed Sonogo as well, who obviously we talked about last week that he basically.
Charlie's internet. Bristol City fans have taken over his internet.
It's Derek Adams round everywhere. Liam Ridehouse from Tranmere, Florence and Andy Cook. I think they're really good signings.
Yeah, they've definitely taken over.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
did you hear me, or is my connection crap?
Your connection is crap, mate.
Your connection went a bit there, but I got the gist of it. I did get the gist of it. Basically, what I'm seeing is.
I didn't get why it's so bad though. Well, I'm going to leave and then come back, see if that does anything.
Go for it. That normally works for me as well. But yeah, what I'm seeing from Bradford is more former Argyle people than anything really. Derek Adams, obviously former Argyle manager, got sacked, brutally sacked. Jan Sonongo, again, played for Argyle, has travelled Derek Adams wherever he's gone, so I'm guessing they have sexual intercourse on a daily basis. Oscar Freckeld, obviously was at Argyle, a very good left back, a really all right back, one or two. I know he plays wing back.
It's centre back, right back, defensive midfielder.
He's certainly ain't a centre back. I can assure you that he's not a very good centre back. If someone's putting him in centre back, that is horrific. But I am surprised that he's released Anthony O'Connor, who's obviously joined Morecambe, because I've always rated Anthony O'Connor. But maybe Derek doesn't feel the same. But what do you think of it, Aaron?
I think it's an interesting one. Obviously, he's gone for experienced players. He's gone for players that are veterans in the Football League, some people that know the league. And I think that's a decent approach to go for, especially with Derek Adams being an experienced manager in this level. I think that Bradford have the tools to be one of the promotion favourites. It's just about how they use their tools and how the season affects their tools, which is their veteran experience. I think Lee Novak is an experienced player, so I'd like to see him get another club in League Two. I think Ismail's another experienced player. I think Billy Clark's experienced. I think Donaldson will really fire up the non-leagues in York with their new stadium. Obviously, York want to try and get back into the Football League in the next few years. I think O'Connor could be an underrated centre-back for Morecambe. I think Connor Wood could do well for Orient in League Two. So it's again a mixed one, but like I said, Bradford have the tools to be one of the promotion favourites. It's just about how Derek Adams uses those tools to their advantage.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Exeter City for life and Liam are having a good little fight in the chat, which I'm loving to see. I was watching the comments flying past. I'm like, brilliant. One comment that I will put up though: Bradford should aim for playoff places at least. They'll get automatics. Derek Adams will get them automatics. It's not. I don't want to be saying that. I don't really like Derek Adams, but he will get them automatically promoted. He certainly won't get them the league title. He won't be able to do that, but automatics, he will definitely get that. On to your one though, and Jesus King Christ is all I'm going to say. You've been busy this summer.
Yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of ins and outs. Obviously, going with the outs first, we had Williams, and the most a bit annoying thing about these is that Williams, Satunda, Ema, and Daly, they were all basically just released of their contract, so we didn't get. They were still under contract, so we didn't get any money. But yeah, Williams, Satunda, Ema. I don't know how they. Well, Williams is good, but Ema and Tatunda were pretty crap for us. I don't know how they've managed to go back to League One. And then Leahy, Daly, Ed Upson, Davis, Little, Hare, Agogo, Koike, Kelly, Bennett, Andres, Van Stapashoff, and Liam Armstrong and Jonah Oyunga today is another one that's obviously happened in the last hour and a bit, has just gone to Morecambe for an undisclosed fee, which is very interesting. Only got 2 league goals for us last year, so he's left as well. And then, going on the ins, all the permanent transfers, apart from James Belshaw, the goalkeeper, who we paid a small fee for, all on a free or loan. So we brought in Coots, Aaron Collins, Anderson, Hughes, Anderton, Finley, Saunders, Taylor, Belshaw, Trevor Clark, Sion Spence, and Luke Thomas. So, yeah, crazy. A lot of transfers. A lot of them look good on paper, but we'll see, how we get on. But, yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on our transfer business?
Well, I do have an addition to that. Ayunga has joined Morecambe for an undisclosed fee today. So,
I did just say that.
Yeah, that's another one gone. He's a good signing for Morecambe. Very much a rebuild, whether Barton's manager or not next season, depending on what happens. I think that I think that Bristol Rovers have a complete rebuild on their hands. It'd be interesting to see, if someone does eventually take over from Barton of this rebuild and works with the players that he's brought in. It'd be interesting to see if he does better than Barton and what Barton was expected to do. Obviously, you're going to try and want to put all the things in the past. So most of the players that you've got rid of are players that worked under, Ben Garner, who's obviously now going to be the Swindon manager as part of their new ownership. So good luck to him. And yeah, I think this is just the end of one era, open up a new one, and try and rebuild the squad. And I think with the experience of the likes of Coots, with the experience of the likes of Trevor Clark, I think that Anderson brings some good things on the wing. I think Mark Hughes is an experienced player. Bringing in the youth like the Sion Spencer, Luke Thomas, the Connor Taylor, Belshaw, who's an underrated goalkeeper in my opinion, and just letting go of the people that need to do better elsewhere, like the Amers and Tutondas. So I think Bristol Rovers won't be in any kind of danger this season. I think Bristol Rovers will be one of the promotion favourites this season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. A lot of outs, but equally a lot of ins. I like the idea of Paul Coots. I think he's quite a good player to have, quite experienced as well. Worked with Joey Barton before. I'm guessing the same with Sam Finley, who's also worked with Barton and Harvey Saunders. There's a few Fleetwood players in there that I'm guessing Barton brought to Fleetwood, and he wanted to bring them to Bristol Rovers. I suppose the interesting thing is, how likely is Barton to be your manager for the first game of the season?
Yes, it's just all crazy, really. Even I was surprised it come out on Sunday that apparently he's been, some fight with his wife, and yeah, he had his first part of sort of went to court today. He pleaded not guilty, and then apparently we have to wait till December. But a lot of people are saying that he should sort of be out the picture until that happens. A lot of people think that he shouldn't be manager, or for at least for now, just basically be in the background and let what's his face? He's completely our assistant manager, basically take the job until now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think the only, obviously, like we've said about a lot of players coming out and a lot of players going in, I think the main thing is having a good start. That is the main thing. We need to start well. But yeah, it's annoying because we were meant to be playing a pre-season friendly on Saturday against Swansea, but they come down with COVID, so we couldn't play that game, which was annoying. But I think we've only got two pre-season games left, I think. Have Waterlooville and Oxford. So we haven't played that much pre-season, which is sort of not good. And Paul Coots and Finley haven't played at all either because of the COVID protocol. So it's going to be interesting anyway. So
yeah, interesting start to League Two for Bristol Rovers. I suppose it's a very difficult situation. The Barton has been put in himself if he's done nothing wrong, or it's definitely a difficult position for Bristol Rovers. Just when you thought the positivity of going to League Two, not positive, but the rebuild, the new players coming in, new manager, the excitement that you should be getting, because you are, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the favourites to go up. So difficult situation for Rovers. But Carlisle, a lot less business, but they've done some good business from there, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think the main, obviously, we are looking on the outs first. They've recently lost Reece Bennett the other day to Gillingham. Patrick's gone to Burton, Farman, Barrow, Zanzala, Barrow. Nick Anderton obviously joined Rovers. Scott has joined Gateshead. Charlie Birch has left for Annan Athletic, along with Charles Barnes as well. And then Jamie Armstrong, Dean Furman, Tom Wilson, and Liam Lightfoot are without a club. But yeah, looking at the ins, I think Tristan Abrahams is the one that stands out to me. I think he would be. I think he'll do really well. Was at Newport, rejected a deal at Newport. Corey Whelan and Maniz Mampala, I haven't heard much about. I know Whelan was in and around Wigan last season. I don't know how much he played, but Zach Clough is an interesting one because I remember must have been about 5 years ago now when he come through the youth academy at Bolton and he was unbelievable. And then he got his move to Forest and he literally hasn't done nothing since going to Forest. He was at Wigan last season. He's barely played a game, but he'll be looking to kickstart, and if he can get him playing well and scoring goals, they could be very good. And then Lucas Jensen's meant to be a highly rated player on loan as well. So yeah, what's your lads' thoughts on Carlisle
Just
business?
quickly, as Clint Hill is your assistant manager.
Yeah, that's the one. I completely forgot. There's been so much going on, but yeah, Clint Hill, the ex QPR and Rangers. Centre back. Yeah.
Zach Clough is definitely one that I'd be excited about. I think he has real talent. I don't think he's ever found his feet in terms of he's never really been able to cement at home with a club. I think he has got real talent though. I mean, as you alluded to, when he was a kid breaking out of Bolton, he was going to go places. Everyone thought he was. I'm a bit surprised he's still in League Two, to be honest. I wouldn't have been against, taking him at Argyle as one of our forward options because, for us, we've only got 3. I would have been very happy as Zach Clough, but I'm guessing the Plymouth is a bit south for him. But no, I really some good players there. You got some Wigan players who played League One last year, so I'm sure League Two should be a bit easier for them. But yeah, I think they've had definitely a good window so far. They got rid of a lot of shite, I believe. When you got players going to like the likes of Annan Athletic, there's definitely a quality issue within them players. But no, I've a good window so far for Carlisle. Very similar to whoever it was. They're going for quality over quantity, and I think that does make sense. Chris Clough came to join us because our gaffer Chris Beach, they had a good relationship at Rochdale. So yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't have a good relationship. I am just a bit surprised that he hasn't maybe gone to a League One club. Because I definitely think he's got the potential to be a League One player. Maybe he'll achieve it at Carlisle.
Hopefully. Wait, just before Aaron says it, I mean, obviously, like we said about he was at Bolton, but I hope he finds his feet because since, like I said about he earned the big money, moved to Forest, and just like last season he barely played a game. He was just coming on as a sub. But yeah, over to you, Donny James.
My football terrorist nickname. I think Carlisle's done some decent business. I think Zach Clough's a good, League One proven player. I think that Tristan Adams could be good. Thanks, Liam. I think that Corey Whelan could be decent as well. I think the big problem for Carlisle, though, to be honest, and, Chris, you can back me up in the comments if you want to, is I feel like there's quite a lot of quality that you've let go that maybe could hinder Carlisle's progress into the playoff spots this season. I'll speak from experience with Dean Furman because he's a former Donny player. I think he's an experienced midfielder. I think that he'll find another club, hopefully, whether it's League Two or non-league.
He has, mate. He's found Barrow. So
probably that's perfect. Good luck at Barrow. I think Amari Patrick's going to be a big loss. I think he'll be a big loss up front. I think he's already proving his worth at Burton at the moment during pre-season. So that's going to be good fitness going into this season. I think Zanzal's a big loss for him. I think that Reece Bennett could be a big loss for them as well, making the step up to League One. So I do worry for Carlisle they may not reach the pass this season with the quality they've lost rather than they've gained. So we'll see what happens, but should be interesting.
I'd politely disagree with that. I really would. I mean, look, I know you shouldn't solely base it on where they've gone, but I mean, 2 of them have gone to Barrow. 2 of them have made the step up to League One, to which you can't really stand in their way. One's gone to Rovers, and then 2 of them have gone to someone called Annan Athletic. One's gone to Gateshead, and 4 still haven't found a club. So I just
don't think Carlisle's got the quality from last season to maintain well.
I think.
Yeah, to be fair, I actually agree. With Aaron. To be fair,
I would agree to a degree. I do think Zach will bring in a lot of quality going upfield. I do think that's a good move for him. Tristan, I know nothing about. But it's not the worst business. Yeah, of course it could be better, but it's not been absolutely shocking. It's been fairly good. Ravi says, big up now and the gang, another big show. Chris says, I'm happy with the signings personally. I don't think we need any more personally. Liverpool are
That's
finished.
interesting.
Oh dear.
It's interesting because there's only 2 weeks left as well. 2 weeks Saturday until League 2 starts. So
Yeah.
be interesting to see. Yeah, and League 1, yeah.
Apparently Furman hardly played for us. Were you on about, was the former Donny lad Paul Farman or Dean Furman?
I think it was Furman in either the South African one. Is that him?
Oh, he's not found a club. He's still unemployed.
Yeah, Dean Furman.
Yeah, he's unemployed. Sorry, I thought you said Paul Farman, who's gone to Barrow. Dean Furman is still unemployed.
Yeah, Dean.
Reece Bennett has finally made his decision after 2 months messing us about playing Space Invaders. Yeah, I would agree with that. If he didn't want, if he's not going to be committed, there's no point keeping him there.
Yeah.
We sign players in 20s, to be fair. Yeah. Are you guys going? Well, no, because we do Leagues 1 and 2. I think Indiana at some point was going to sort out Championship, but I don't know how that went. But yeah, that's basically Carlisle in a nutshell. Not bad business from them. Colchester.
Yeah,
This is an interesting one.
Yeah, Colchester. Obviously starting with the outs first. Luke Gambin is who the hell are they? Hamron Spart. He used to be a decent player. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's left. Giovanni Brown gone to Exeter. Courtney Senior is an interesting one. I thought he was meant to be a decent prospect, but he's left to Newport. Tom Lapsley, another one. He was highly rated, and he's ended up at Torquay, which is interesting. Harry Pell gone to Accrington, and then Michael Falovi, the ex-Watford striker, Amar Swamney, Callum Harriott, Paris Karen Hall, and Joshua Bahul are still free agents. And then looking at the ins, it's pretty funny because I've seen a few Ipswich podcasts, and as you can see, they've got four or five ex Ipswich players all joined on a free after being released. Quite experienced players as well. You got Freddie Sears, who used to play for Colchester before he went to Ipswich. Alan Judge, Luke Chambers, and Cole Scouse. They're both in their mid-30s, so should be interesting. And Luke Hannon, I think, is a good signing as well. And obviously Frank Newball didn't really work out at Plymouth and gone back to Colchester. But for me, I think they're pretty decent signings for them. But yeah,
very decent.
What's your guys' thought?
Frank Noble, unfortunately for Frank, I've said this before on this channel, on this show. I never understood why we bought this guy. He is a big lad who, let's be honest, ain't running. He ain't doing much of a high press, that's for sure. He's very much a target man that you lump the ball up to. He'll sort it out and he'll get you goals. Very strange signing why we even went and did that personally. He's a very good player though. He is a very good player, and he went back on loan back to Colchester last season. So that's how much it didn't work out. He ended up going back there on loan. Obviously he's gone back there permanently now. When you look at the likes of Freddie Sears, Alan Judge, Luke Chambers, Cole, Gus. I mean, for me, they've put Colchester have to be in and around that playoff promotion battle, really.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because they had a poor season though, didn't they, last year? They nearly got relegated last year.
Yeah, it was a shocking season. Shocking.
So yeah, hopefully it's a lot better for them.
Well, I don't think they're going to get relegated. My sort of judgment on Colchester, I mean, first of all, on the ends, they brought in some experienced players. They brought in some great players. Cameron Cox on loan from Solihull Moors. Does Solihull not want to let a player go to the Football League? I'm kind of confused about that. But I think, I mean, maybe
I just saw it. I just saw it as a transfer, and I was like, you know what, we'll just roll with it. I did double check it about 3 or 4 times. I was like, is this true?
Yeah, I was going to say I was going to double check it a few times. I was like, is he sure it's a loan? I think looking at the outs, I think they're not too bad outs, not as bad as what other clubs would have gone through.
Big up Ryan as well.
Yeah, big up Ryan. My judgment for Colchester would be, and I agree with Chris, my judgment here with Colchester is there's still quite a bit going on off the field. They're in a bit of trouble financially off the field. Ownership's not exactly the best right now. Bit of a war going on with Colchester. And to be fair, that sort of led to why they finished so low last season. It's because of the whole stuff going on off the field. And they were the club that was in, this financial trouble, and the ownership wasn't great. So I think that Colchester are in a bit of bother. So I don't think they'll be as low as they were last season, but I think they could be just higher. I'm sort of agreeing with Chris here. I don't think Colchester, on paper, the experience of the signings, like Scouse, Chambers, Sears, Judge, perfect. Should be a, top 6, top 7 League 2 teams transfer window. But I just don't know how they're going to bed in. And secondly, I don't know what's going to happen off the field this season. So,
well, to be fair, there's about 19 clubs that are currently in financial difficulty in League 2, so you might as well just add it with the bunch.
And also, Hayden Mullins as a manager, Hayden Mullins, we don't know what he's going to do with the squad, so he's got to try and pull something out of the bag this season as a manager.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got a bit of work to do, but no, I've got Colchester sort of higher up than that. I would expect anyway, but we move. Next up is Crawley. A very small window for them, but
Yes, quite an interesting one. Starting with the outs first. Ashley Young's younger brother has retired. Josh Doherty has gone to Barnet. Joe McNerney's gone to Woking. Mark Wright didn't work out at all. Coming off, reality telly, hardly played. Stuart Nelson, David Cisse, and Tarin Arkia. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Tarin Alakia.
Yeah, that's one. And then they brought in. I haven't really brought in. Man, it's weird. I don't think. Obviously, we'll go on to it later on, but I don't think they're gonna have a good season. But yeah, they brought in Owen Gallagher from Burton, Harry Ransom, Jack Payne, and Blonde. What is that name? Blondie Nuku. Yeah, it's weird. I've only heard of Jack Payne, so based on that and how they've done last season, I think they'll survive maybe, but I don't think they're gonna have a good season.
I would agree with it. I would personally agree. I can speak from experience watching Jack Payne, because I've been watching the Vanarama National League for the last 7-8 years as on a temporary basis. I think that he's a decent guy, sort of between that League 2 non-league level. Hopefully he's an experienced guy as well, so I hope they can keep making the step up. I think Owen Gallagher will get more first-team football here rather than at Burton in League 1, so hopefully get the tools to be able to try and jump back up to League 1, hopefully with that team. Harry Ransom, again, more first-team experience. For Blondie, it's just more first-team football, just get that experience, a youngster, and hopefully, try and develop that in the Stoke City team when he goes back at the end of the season. So it's one of those things. Not a lot of business, but maybe it could be smart business. I'm not saying they're going to be playoff contenders or anything like that. I'm saying probably mid-table. Maybe it could be high mid-table, though. They might push towards the end of the season and maybe come off the playoff race with about 5-6 weeks to go. So it could be smart spending by Crawley. We'll see what happens, because they were a bit of a surprise package in the Cup, I think, last season. But I think it was someone else. So
yeah, they beat Leeds. They beat Leeds 3-0, didn't they? Because they started well. They started really well last season, and then they fell off a cliff.
Yeah, so I sort of expect the same thing here this season. I do worry they might fall off a cliff again. So we'll see what happens. And maybe if this happens again, maybe next season this will prompt them to spend even more on smart players.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a good season. Bottom half of the table for me. But next up is please let me do Exeter. Please let me do Exeter.
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing
can. Yeah,
Exeter.
go on. You can go.
Excellent. So they've got rid of quite a few players. You've got Will Dean, who's gone to Truro City. Lewis Page gone, and Rory McArdle has gone to Harrogate Town. Randall Williams, very talented player, the only talented player, barring obviously the other player who's fucked off as well. He's gone to Hull. Jake Taylor's gone to Stevenage, whilst Lewis Wilson's worked his way to Bideford, who are actually a bigger club than Exeter. Johnny Maxted has gone to Northampton. Tom Parks has gone to Livingston.
Tom Parks, ex Rovers as well. He's had a big fall in his career since.
Yeah, he's definitely having a bad time, isn't it? Lewis Morrison has gone to Tiverton. Chick Debate has gone to
basically all the teams in all the small towns in Devon. They've just gone.
Have just picked up half of Exeter's team there. Ryan Bowman, who is going to be a huge loss to Exeter City this year, has ended up at Shrewsbury. Obviously, Noah Smurden, Alex Fisher, Lewis Ward, and Nicky Ajosi have not found clubs yet. Now, on to the ins, because I'm not really... They've replaced Ryan Bowman with a lad on loan from Villa, I think. So, you know, that's going to go very well for you, Exeter. They brought in Timothy Dieng from Southend, Pierce Sweeney from Swindon, George Ray from Tranmere, Callum Rowe from Villa, Scott Brown from Port Vale, Giovanni Brown from Colchester, Sam Noby from MK Dons, Josh Cowley from Maidenhead. Jesus, it gets worse for you guys. And then 5 youth players have been promoted to be a part of that first team. So a team that did really shit last year, they just decided we'll go play some more kids. Extra actually in financial difficulty as well. So, you know, from when I had to experience them lot laughing at us and hoping we went bust, I hope you lose your club and your stadium and all your fans. But, you know, do enjoy whatever shit comes your way, because I've got a feeling that a cow has just done one massive, great big shit on your club. So you love it. Exeter City for Life says, now I wanted the players. They are good. Are they? Are they actually? They're not. They're not.
What is that?
Well,
B Cox and
don't say it out loud. Think about what he's trying to say. Big.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Almost. A same old mediocre mid-table for Exeter. Well, I've not got a mid-table. Definitely. I think Bowman and Williams are the two that I look at as huge losses to them. I mean, they definitely were the ones that kept Exeter flying last year. So, I mean, what do you think about Bowman and Williams leaving?
The only good thing, well, there's a few. I mean, to be fair, I rate George Ray. I think he's a good centre back. It was weird that Pierce Sweeney, because they released him, didn't they? And he went to Swindon, and because Swindon was so fucked, they signed him back, which is the weirdest thing I've seen. But
I wanted to know that because Exeter had him in the out column and the in column. And Swindon had him in both, and I was like, "What the?" So I got on his Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, he still plays for Exeter, great." Brilliant.
Yeah, but the other positive thing for them is their quality striker Matt Jay's still there. I think if he was to leave, then I think they'd be in deep shit, because he got even more goals than he got like nearly 20 goals than Matt Jay or something like that. So I think with him still being there, I think they're. I think they're maybe mid-table, maybe 10th between 9th and 13th. I don't think they'll be fighting for playoffs there, but
I'd definitely agree with that. I'll just quickly say before I go and bring my tea upstairs, I think that Exeter have done a mixed window. There's a couple of decent, experienced players, but not a lot, to be perfectly honest. Again, they've lost a lot of their talent. I expect a mid-table finish.
I expect bottom half, possibly relegation. They've got a really shit manager as well. So moving on from them, because it was offending my screen too much seeing that shitty badge on it for too long. Forest Green Rovers, though. Let's talk about them lot.
Yeah, looking out on the outs, they got Chris Stokes who's going to kill Marnock. Obviously, Aaron Collins has joined Rovers. Adam Smith, who was at Rovers a few years ago, absolutely shocking. He's been released. Sean McCloskey, who was at Bristol City, and Wagstaff, who used to play for Bristol City, have both been released. And Jack Aitchison. They brought in Opie Edwards from Bristol City, Sadio Diallo from Wolves, Regan Hendry from Wraith Rovers, and Jack Aitchison from Barnsley. I mean, looking at that, I don't think they're, especially the ins, I don't think they're very good ins. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on Forest Green's business?
They're just keeping pretty much the same squad from last season, aren't they? They're just going with what got them. Did it get them playoffs in the end, or did they just miss out?
Yeah. They got playoffs, but they lost in the semi-finals.
I think
that was like a mad game in the second they were new.
Yeah, I think they're just keeping it with the basis it was last season, and hoping that with the 4 players they brought in, to which I know none of them. I know two of them are kids from Bristol City and Wolves, but apart from that, it's not the greatest window, but they did have a fairly good team last season, so you'd still assume that they're going to be right up there.
Yeah, I think that bringing in, I can speak from experience watching Sadio Diallo from Wolves. I think that he's a good young signing as well.
When have you ever watched Sadio Diallo?
Yeah,
he's a Wolves fan, isn't he? He's a Wolves fan. He watches them all the time.
I do watch highlights of the youth academies just to get an idea of the future of football.
But it's different. It's different though. It's different.
What, all the youth academies? I can barely keep up with.
It's different.
I can barely keep up with my own youth academy.
I have a lot of spare time on my hands.
So do I.
I think that. Look, I'll speak from experience. Sadio Diallo could be a good future player. I think that getting that experience in League Two and sort of get that experience with men's football, first team football in the lower leagues, I think that'll help his development. I think Aitchison on a permanent could be great for the club. I think that's a great move for Jack. Edwards, good youngster for Bristol. Hendry, good player for Wraith
Bristol
Rovers.
City, not Bristol.
Bristol City, of course, they have their own traditions. I think that overall for Forest Green, like I said, don't change the winning formula. I think that's the motive here, and especially with the new manager as well. Don't change the winning formula, just build on it. And I think that's, from a transfer strategy, when you've got, other clubs making big businesses, I think this is a very interesting direction to go, unique direction. But it could end up being the one that works, because I think the saying goes, money isn't everything sometimes. So this might work.
Might do. It might do. Harrogate, should we fly through the next couple of ones? I don't want to be here until the year 2029.
Yeah. They've lost Brendan Kiernan, Tom Walker, Calvin Miller, Ed Francis, Mark Beck, Connor Kirby, Joe Leslie, Tom Walker, Kevin Locko, James Belshaw, Jake Lawler, Melvin Minter, Scott Brown, Jay Williams. They've brought in Nathan Sheron, who's a decent youngster from Fleetwood, Lewis Page from Exeter, Mark Oxley from Southend, another Exeter player in Rory Mercado, very experienced centre-back at this level, Daniel Orsi, and Lewis Armstrong, who was class last year for Hartlepool. I think he got 17 goals in the conference, and he joins them on a free from Salford, which is a good bit of business for them, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We're just going to fly through a couple of these because onto Hartlepool, I think.
Hartlepool.
We can't go into we can't go in depth into all of them. Jesus will be here until fucking 20 years time. I'll have grey hair by then.
So they've lost Mason Bloomfield to Barnet, Ryan Donaldson, who was their captain, gone to Morpeth Town. Reece Oates is a massive miss, got over 20 goals last year, has joined Mansfield on a permanent deal. Big miss. Danny Elliott gone to Boston, Ryan Johnson to Port Vale, and Cunningham, Ofosu, and Luke Williams are without a club. They've brought in Martin Smith, Regan Ogle, Olifella, Olamala from Scunny, and Neil Byrne from Halifax. I think they'll struggle big time.
Good luck to Danny, though, playing with Butler at Boston United.
Yeah, just not enough goals for them. They've lost over 30, 35 goals, I think it is.
They're
Dave Challoner, I've rated that guy as a manager because he took Fylde from a difficult place to the National League for the first time and getting close to the Football League, which is where they want to go in the future. So I've got a lot of respect for Dave, and I remember, for those of you who watched that playoff final, you know what that playoff final was, going from, the pain of losing an equalising goal.
That was mad.
And then winning on penalties with that bar shot. It's from ecstasy to agony to absolute ecstasy again. Dave Challoner has been through the ringer as a manager. And for his first season in the Football League, or back in the Football League, should we say, with Hartlepool, it's going to be an interesting one. But I see him just staying up, and I'll probably share why during the table prediction.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at them, I think when you're quite a small club and you lose the goals, then I think they'll struggle. But we'll go on to that in the predictions.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. What you said.
Yeah, Leyton Orient now. I think there'll be a team up there. Going at the outs, they've lost Angol to Bradford, James Brophy, Connor Wilkinson, and even though they've lost goals, Wilkinson and Johnson were class. Wilkinson's gone to Walsall. Danny Johnson's gone to Mansfield on a permanent deal. Turley's gone to Barnet, Samling to Dagenham, Josh Colson to Southend, Brendan Shabani and Miles Judge, Joe Widdowson, Louis Dennis, James Dayton and Jordan Maguire are still free agents. They brought in Tom James, ex-Yeovil right back, very good right back actually. Beckles is a class signing for them. Paul Smith on permanent from QPR. Darren Prattley, experienced head from Charlton, Connor Wood from Bradford, Aaron Drennan from Ipswich, and Harry Smith from Northampton. Overall, I think even though they've lost, I think they'll maybe just finish outside the playoffs, but they need to replace the goals from Johnson and Wilkinson. That's again over 30 goals they've lost there.
I'll add to what he said quickly and say, obviously they've got an experienced manager in Kenny Jackett, so we'll see what happens with Kenny Jackett in League Two. Obviously, that's for League Two. League One maybe not, but for League Two, that's a brilliant appointment, as Chris said. So I think Orient could be the dark horse for promotion. And you know what I'll say on the back of that? This club deserves it, because after all that circus stuff with their previous owner Becchetti a few years back, with the Becchetti Circus, the Italian knob job. I think that Becchetti ran that club into the ground. They got back up firing, tragically lost Justin Edinburgh. And I think Justin Edinburgh could have taken them to brand new heights, but it was such a tragic event to lose Justin Edinburgh, a Tottenham playing legend, and a legend who brought Orient back to the Football League. So, to recover from all that tragedy with Justin Edinburgh, to recover from the poor ownership by the screwy job dickhead Becchetti, I think Orient deserves success, and I hope they get it with Kenny Jackett. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Losing Justin was soul destroying for them, but they have bounced back up. Mansfield Town though, Joe Riley quickly has retired due to a knee injury. Formerly played for Argyle, so. Wishing me all the best in retirement, I guess. Only 31.
Yeah, pretty annoying that to have to retire from a knee injury. I seen that he put it on Twitter. But yeah, going on the outs, I think, obviously Benin to Port Vale, Andy Cook to Bradford, Jake Wright to Boston, Aidan Stone to Port Vale, Ryan Sweeney, another ex-Rovers player, used to be on loan from Stoke, gone to Dundee, Jamie Reid to Stevenage, Roland Menenzi, another ex-Rovers player who was stupidly sold by Ben Garner. I don't know why, joined Walsall on loan. I think looking at the ins, I think they've done some pretty good business here, especially with the two strikers. Reece Oates in from Hartlepool on a permanent deal. Danny Johnson on a permanent deal from Leighton Orient. Elliot Hewitt from Grimsby. Ryan Burt from Birmingham. Stephen Quinn, experienced Football League midfielder from Burton. George Shelby on loan from Forest. Oliver Hawkins is an interesting one on a free from Ipswich. And Nathan Bishop, who somehow got a move to Man United, I think it was last year from Southend, has joined them on loan. So, yeah, pretty decent.
Bishop's apparently highly rated as well by United. Not highly rated, but apparently he's rated at United. So could be an interesting loan move. You presume he's number one keeper for Mansfield, or?
I'm not sure what other keeper they've got. They did have Marek Steck, but I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they've been chucking money and that fit owner. I can't remember her name, but they've been chucking a lot of money into Mansfield, and last year they done awful.
Yeah, didn't they bring in Nicky Maynard?
Yeah, they brought in Maynard, and they brought in our old manager went there, didn't he? When he left, when we were fourth in League One, he fucking went to Mansfield when we were. And then he done crap and got sacked. But I think they'll be up there though. They need to fight definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, they've had a weird couple of years. I mean, they came to Owen Park when we were last in League Two, got battered 3-0. I think we beat them. They weren't doing great. Yeah, brought Nicky Maynard. We were linked with Maynard because everyone thought he might come back down, might come to Argyle with Ryan Lowe. It was when we were signing, almost every Bury player that was on
all the Bury players,
all the Bury players got into a minibus and worked their way back down. And we thought Nicky Maynard may join him, but no, Nicky never did and ended up joining Mansfield Town. It didn't really work out too well, as you said, last season. But yeah, they've really got to sort their shit out and get on with it, really, because as you said, they've been chucking money left, right, and centre, but they're managed by Nigel Clough, aren't they? So
yeah, very good manager. Yeah,
should do well.
Yeah, we that's who we got first game of the season, Mansfield away. So should be interesting.
Looks like Steck is on the transfer list apparently.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ex-Yeovil Championship keeper.
For Mansfield, good transfers there. I think Hawkins could be underrated for League Two, in my opinion. I think he's great for League Two. I think Johnson's goals will help Mansfield. I think Quinn brings the experience. I think that Bishop on loan from United's a good one. He's known for the football league as a youngster, so all good there. I just have this feeling with Mansfield they could bottle it again. So I don't know. It's just patterns.
Oh, no one is firmly saying Mansfield are going up, but so no one really
on
is.
Paper, they could have a chance, but in reality, that you never know.
Based on the goals they've brought in, you would have thought, but it doesn't always work out, does it? On paper,
you say that Nicky Maynard was ripping the league apart and struggled at Mansfield. So
it's true.
Just because it's on paper don't necessarily mean it's going to be good. But no, it's a promising window. But I'm sure Nigel Clough will sort them out and get them into a really difficult team to break down, like he normally does with his teams. But next up is Newport, who's had a couple of big losses.
Yeah, Newport. They've lost Corey Whiteley to Bromley. Danny Ledbetter was at Rovers for about 5 years when we was in the conference. He's gone to Gloucester, which is local. Tom King, who done well for them, joined the money makers of League Two, Salford. David Long King has gone to Grimsby. Ryan Taylor gone to Grimsby. Josh Labadie, big miss. Their captain's gone to Walsall. Tristan Abraham's another big miss, gone to Carlisle. Ash Baker gone to the New Saints. Liam Shepherd, another good player, right back, has joined Salford. Josh Sheehan is probably the biggest miss. Very good midfielder. Obviously plays for Wales internationally as well. And then Jack Evans, Kyle Hawkins, and Joe Ledley, who used to be a quality player back. He's like mid-30s. He's been released. He was on trial at Rovers as well, and we rejected him. And then looking at the ins, they've brought in Cameron Norman. Joe Day was on loan at us last year. He was crap, but he knows knows Newport a lot. James Clark, ex-Rovers, good signing for them. Courtney Senior from Colchester, Jermaine Hilton from Ross County, Courtney Baker Richardson from Barrow, Ed Upson, don't even get me started, he's absolutely strong. And Christopher Misolu from Swindon. But to be fair, overall they have brought in some decent players, but I think a lot of big players just left as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tom King, who will be remembered for scoring from his own penalty box.
Yeah.
That was some goal that was. But also, losing Josh Ian is, if I sort of agree with Chris here. I think mid-table. I don't know why, but I just look at some of the big names they've lost out of their squad, and not just big names, big players for them. Obviously, as Jos being captain as well. I mean, it's definitely a bit of a rebuild, isn't it? But
trust me, I'm not gonna say where I've placed them in my personal predictions, but I can tell you this now: they're outside the playoff places for me. They've lost way too many top talents. Yes, they've just announced they've signed Kevin Ellenson on a new contract. That's obviously good. Voldemort returns for another year or two.
Did you see his goal? Have you seen his goal in that world he scored in pre-season?
Oh yeah, the goal he scored was brilliant. The way they announced his new contract today, that was fucking special. Just a shot of Hogwarts Castle in a 40-second video announcing the contract. Mate, Newport County's media team, well done to him. But yeah, Voldemort returns for another year or two. But I think with the big players they've lost, Newport they're going to be turned from glory hunters into sheep shaggers.
Michael Flynn, good manager, but I think his journey at Newport going to start to come to the end. I would agree with that. The pain of missing out in League 2 playoff finals too, that is going to really do them, I think. Can you guys put Exeter 24th in the predictions for Bants?
Kenny.
No, Kenny. We're doing it realistically.
We have to be realistic, but they're not going.
Not you, Kenny.
They're not going high. I can almost assure you of that.
Yeah.
But obviously relegated from League 1 into League 2 are Northampton Town.
Sure.
Yeah, Northampton. Another team that got relegated with us. They brought in Alan Sheehan. No, this is out. Sorry, Alan Sheehan's gone to Oldham as a player manager. Chian Bolger has gone back to Ireland to Larne. Morgan Roberts has gone to Banbury. Ryan Watson is a really big miss for them. Gone to Tranmere Rovers. Lloyd Jones to Cambridge. Ricky.
Oh dear.
To Leighton Orient. And Ethan Robson, Mark Warburton, and Mark Marshall are still at that club. Looking at the ins, Sid Nelson is a good centre-back from Tranmere, John Guthrie from Livingston, Dylan Connolly from St Mirren, Paul Lewis from Tranmere, Mitchell Pinnock, ex-AFC Wimbledon, and Nick Kimpamba have both joined from Kilmarnock. Ali Koike, who did look good in spells but didn't play enough, has joined Northampton on a free from Rovers. Johnny Maxted, Jordan Flores.
Former Rovers player.
Yeah, Liam Roberts and Aaron McGowan has joined from Kilmarnock. So interesting. I think they'll be mid-table. Nothing special. Northampton. I mean, they're solid, but I just think I don't think they've got enough goal scorers in their team. Personally,
I would agree with that. I think from my experience, I'll say from experience with Johnny Maxted, a former Mighty Viking. I think he's a decent player for Northampton, a good goalkeeper. We did well for us anyway a few years back. I think Kabamba's an underrated player. They bought half of Scotland with the amount.
I was just about to say, have they got a Scottish manager recently? No, I'm not even being mood. Have they got someone who's worked within the SPL?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
The caretaker John Brady's a permanent manager now. So
has he had any experience from the SPL or Scotland? Because they brought in about.
He's been all right. He's been decent. He got a couple of decent wins and results towards the end of the season before relegation. You got to beat Portsmouth.
Can I also just say that Scottish fans keep saying that their league is good, yet half their players come into League 2?
Yeah.
I'll speak from experience watching these guys play. I think Mitch Pinnock is a good player. I think he was.
Yeah, that's not what I'm getting at though. They keep saying that they could handle the Premier League or the Championship, yet half their players end up in Leagues 1 and 2. Barely League 1, normally League 2.
The only real players I don't see enter League 1 and 2, unless it's loan deals, are Celtic and Rangers, really. So,
well, yeah, but you'd expect that because they normally get European football every year.
Yeah, because we got Scott Robertson, and he turned out to be very average, but he was 19, so still needs a lot of development.
Who did we have? We had some bold cunt. I cannot remember his name. He came from Rangers. I cannot remember. It was really he wasn't the greatest though.
Yeah. From Northampton's point of view, I still think they've got a squad capable of being in the promotion push for me.
Nah, not for me, but you know.
Yeah.
Each our opinions, and we'll see in the predictions.
We will indeed. Also, I just want to quickly say, can teams stop changing their fucking logos?
Yeah. Why have they got the same? Why have they got the same logo as Sheffield Wednesday?
Funny story about Oldham's logo. Actually, this was a fan vote. They had the choice of 2 and 3, and the fans had to vote.
A fan vote for a logo, and they choose Sheffield Wednesday's out.
And the kit, I think it was a fan vote for the kit and the logo, or just the badge.
That is weird.
It's a complete madness.
I'll have to send you the choices at some point just to see what you'd have chosen.
I remember when we changed our logo, and I wasn't fucking keen on it. I don't like changing logos, right? That logo is your identity that you've had for over 100 years or something. I mean, they've had it for way over 100 years. So keep with the same identity and stop being a bunch of money grabbing pricks. They've done this.
Mate, if we changed,
they've done it because it's easier and cheaper to manufacture. I bet you they've done it because it's easier to, or it's more, you know, tech savvy or however it is nowadays. It is pathetic.
Yeah. I mean,
if we changed our badge, right? We've had the same badge since 1883. If we changed our badge, then fuck that.
I mean, we changed. Ours didn't even change too much. It went circle with Plymouth Argyle round. Didn't like it. No one really did. But
literally, I've literally DM'd you on Twitter the 3 choices, and Charlie, I'm about to Instagram you the 3 choices.
It's just really strange. It looks it doesn't.
I'd have gone for the third one. I mean,
if it didn't say Oldham Athletic,
Charlie, that's sent to you now.
All right.
On Instagram.
If it didn't have the Oldham Athletic thing there, I would have said that was Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. It's just weird because it's just got the owl there on the top.
I'd have gone
those
for
are the 3 choices. So obviously they went with number 2, number 1 and 3.
I mean, I'd have gone
number
for the
3
third
looks
one.
Like the one from number. I was going to say number 3 looks like the one from like the noughties. The first one looks like some kind of unknown Colombian football club. Second one looks like a rip-off Sheffield Wednesday badge. So
yeah, I mean, Exeter changed their badge as well. I just don't like
Colombian football. It just reminds me of Colombian football. The third one looks like something from the North, and the second one looks like a rip-off BTEC Sheffield Wednesday, and that's coming from a South Yorkshire rival. So, even though Sheffield Wednesday is the most relevant club in South Yorkshire, but no, I would have gone with number 3 personally. But number 2 is decent. It's rip-off Sheffield Wednesday, but they're irrelevant anyway. But it's all right.
I can see that, Chris. I can definitely see.
Yeah, old. I was meant to add about Oldham. First of all, by the way, their transfer business is good. Their ownership is so bad. Like financially off the field, they're so poor, but not in like the usual financial way. They're financially bad because the owners have just not cared about that football club. They're a former Premier League team like Swindon, so someone needs to go in right now and care about that club enough to do well with it. So I wish Oldham fans the best because right now they're in a difficult situation. I hope they do reach those heights again in the future. But at the minute, it's not looking good.
Well, Kenny,
could be in trouble.
Kenny, we're talking badges because every club in League 2 apparently has changed their fucking badge. And secondly, no one really cares about Oldham, and we're going to be doing our predictions on where they'll finish when we do, you know, our predictions for that in just a second. So calm down.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird though with Oldham because I think I think they're going to struggle because obviously Conor McElhenney's left, who got like 18 goals last year. And if you look at the players who they've brought in, Sam Hart got relegated with Southend. Hallam Hope got relegated with Swindon. Jordan Clark and Harrison McGahey nearly got relegated. So, and Sheehan got relegated with Northampton. So I think they'll struggle, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Who's next? Port Vale. Fuck my life.
Daryl Clark, mate, what a legend, mate. I love that guy, Daryl Clark, mate. What a manager.
Shout out to Sean from Lift Hills and Thrills YouTube channel, who's a Port Vale fan. So he'll be wanting to see this bit.
Yeah, looking at the outs, a lot of outs. Scott Brown gone to Exeter. Sean Brisley gone to the new money makers of the conference. Tom Pope, obviously getting on now, has gone to Congleton Town. Port Vale legend, done absolutely class for them in recent years. Dan Trickett Smith has gone to Leek Town. What a name that is. Christian Montano, another ex-Rovers player, double promotions, gone to Livingston. Luke Joyce has gone to Fold. Zach Mills to Walsall. Adam Crooks to Grimsby. Ryan Campbell Gordon to FC Hanley Town. And Michael Lennon, Mark Cullen, Curtis Guthrie, Harry McCurdy, David Fitzpatrick, Tom Scott, and Dino Vizza is currently out of released without a club.
I hope Curtis Guthrie gets a club, by the way. Can I just jump in and quickly say, I hope the one I want to see get a club is Curtis Guthrie, because I think he's an experienced League Two player. So whether it's League Two or non-league Premiership, hopefully Curtis Guthrie gets a club.
Yeah, should be interesting. And then looking at the ends, Melvin Bennings, a quality signing on a free. The left back from Mansfield. Aaron Martin from Hamilton. Dan Jones from Salford. James Wilson. Now that name used to play for Man United. Played quite a few games as well in the Premier League.
That's synonymous with career mode, that name.
Yeah, fallen down massively since he was at United. Gone there on a free from Salford. Brad Walker on a free from Shrewsbury. Aidan Stone from Mansfield. The Brazilian keeper that scored for Torquay in the playoff final has joined Port Vale. Ryan Johnson from Hartlepool. Tom Pett from Stevenage. Jamie Proctor from Rotherham. Ben Garrity from Blackpool. And Lewis Cass from Newcastle. I think their signings are decent. They've got a good manager, very good manager for League Two in Daryl Clark. I think they'll be sort of mid-table. I'm not really expecting much from Port Vale. I don't see where the goals are going to really come from.
I was just about to say, if you could have had like a 28-year-old Tom Pope in this squad, mate,
that'd be amazing.
Because you that goalkeeper Lucas. I mean, he is a quality goalkeeper. He is quality. I watched him a couple of times for Torquay, and every time I've always been very impressed with him. He was always going to make a move to the Football League, regardless if Torquay
after scoring that worldie.
Yeah, 100%. It's such a talented player who I know Gary Johnson did rate highly at Torquay. So, Torquay, obviously, we won't be covering Torquay unless we do like a national league. So am I.
They were robbed, mate. That ref was
that ref was shit.
That ref was just utter shite.
Do you know what? Because me and Charlie, we know Torquay, and I'm sure Aaron does. We'll have a look at Torquay next week, as we've got a bit of. Because we might as well have a pick of a couple from the National League to see who might come up and not. Next week we have got a bit of a free. We've got a few previews to do, but we might as well.
Plus with non-league, one of the teams, Weymouth, got managed by one of our former midfield maestros, Brian Stock. So I'd like to have a little look in non-league.
No, we're not going to do every non-league, but we'll.
Not every non-league team, but because one of the teams has been managed by one of our former players, it's nice to have a little look in non-league.
Yeah, I'll pick like 4 or 5 that were right up there last season and chuck them in. Just because if not, it'd be a bit mad. But no, some good business from Port Vale, to be fair. Watchtown have bought absolutely fucking no one. That's not even a typo, mate.
Watchtown is good. It's crazy. Fucked. I think they're going to do very, bad. They've lost, the three players that stand. Well, no, yeah, 2 or 3 players. Matty Lund has been class of them over the last few years. Goal scoring midfielder. Stephen Humphreys was unbelievable for them. He's gone to Wigan, and Bar's an interesting one because he started off really well, and then as he was actually linked with Man City in January.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
then-
sure he signed for Man City and was loaned back to Rochdale for 6
then-
months. So I don't know
It's
why
weird.
he's.
It's weird.
I don't know why he's gone down as an out to Watford, as I thought he had signed from to Man City last January and was loaned back, because I kept saying Quadro Bois, and I absolutely loved his name. I
think Man City were on the verge of signing him, but I think something happened in the last hour or something, and then something just happened where
it was it was on deadline day, because we were doing I was on a different channel and I was hosting a deadline day special, and
God, that was when I was first going into YouTube and that. It was a weird one. I think he sort of went to Watford. The one that highlights me is Paul McShane to fucking Manchester United.
Yeah, he's gone there as a coach, I think.
He's
I think he's doing something with their academy or something.
I was just gonna say, if Paul McShane overtakes Phil Jones, that's fucking embarrassing.
No, I think Paul is doing something with their. I think I read somewhere something with their youth academy, under 14s or to like under 23s, I think.
Yeah,
something like
that. Obviously, we're talking about these transfer businesses. Still got a few weeks before the end of the window. I think the new manager. They do have a new manager, Robbie Stockdale. I know he'll have a plan. So we'll see what unfolds. Currently, at the moment, it's bad. They're losing top talent. They're not replacing him. But you have to remember, Rochdale's ball is very bad. I've had Rochdale fans left, right, and centre message me about the board.
You also,
but that's crazy though. They haven't even brought in any players, and they've lost. London Humphreys got about 30 goals for them. Like because last year people forget that Rochdale actually used to score a lot of goals. They just couldn't defend for crap.
They almost got some amazing results at the end of last season. Like they almost got the result against Peterborough. They almost got a result against someone else. They battered a top team. Rochdale got some decent results, but like I said, there's weeks to go before the end of the window. There's 4 or 5 weeks before the end of the window.
There isn't though, because I'll explain why. Every other team has done the bulk of their business. So every other team has got their players in the training ground working on systems, working on tactics.
I do think Rochdale will struggle. I'm not saying they're going to get all their business done in the space of a few weeks.
There's not a couple of weeks, though, because they're right behind everyone.
I think if they're going to get any business done, it'll only be a couple of players, like 1 or 2. But I think that Stockdale does have a plan, and on paper they are still one of the favourites to go up. So
no, they're not.
They're not. No chance.
No. Stockdale can have about as many plans as he wants. They've got no one in, and I think when you see that, and you look at some of the players that have gone, you look at how shocking they were defensively last year. I mean, it's not good for Rochdale, and they're not
really run well. I can speak from experience listening to Rochdale fans and speaking to them. They're not run well now. They need a new owner.
Can people stop using that excuse to be fucking
honest?
I'm not
using it as an excuse. It's just a factor.
No, but the thing is, most
teams could get even worse for them. It could get even worse.
That's what I mean. It could get absolutely worse. And to be fair, that's a factor in the transfer business. One of the facts in their transfer business is the ownership of the club not allowing the manager to have the players that maybe he wants. So I believe the owner could be a major factor in why Rochdale are failing right now.
No, yeah, it's definitely one of them. Onto a club that definitely isn't suffering financially. Salford.
Yeah, Salford City.
Richie's old club.
Starting off with the outs, they got Weary, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
weird name. Gone to Tranmere. Dan Jones has gone to Port Vale. Oscar Freckles gone to Bradford. James Wilson's gone to Port Vale. Tom Clark gone to Fleetwood. Richie Tower, who was on mega money. I seen some thing that he was on like $8,000 a week, which is crazy. But he's gone back to Ireland. Luke Armstrong gone to Harrogate. Hadley has gone to Ipswich to link up with another Czech keeper in Thomas Holy, and ex-Man United midfielder Darren Gibson has been released. George Boyd releasing Bruno Andrade. That's a weird one. He was class at Lincoln.
He was brilliant.
I don't know what the hell happened, but he's apparently without a club as well. But looking at the ins, very good ins, quality, not quantity. So they brought in Conor McElhenney, quality signing on a free. 18 goals last season. Liam Shepherd from Newport on a free. Tom King from Newport. Morris, who's a quality player for League Two. And Matty Lund, who is a great signing again. Got 15 goals from centre midfield last season for Rochdale. So quality signings, and they'll be right up there. Whether they go up, they should do, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens.
It did say on the slide Dab Jones, but I guess I had to do it. I think that Conor McElhenney is a top goal scorer. I think he'll do well for Salford. I think he'll bed in right well.
I believe Aaron has just nominated to do this for for next season now. That'll be. I want 2 PowerPoints with all 48 transfers on next year, mate. And we'll see if you in all of the names that have been written out today. We'll see if you make one single spelling error.
I just want to have a bit of fun with that.
You've just nominated yourself for next season's transfers now.
I think that Bruno Andrade, I agree with Charlie. I think he's a class player. I've watched him for a few years when he was at Boreham Wood. I think he's a wonderful player. I think he deserves the chance. So hopefully he'll get snapped up soon. Darren Gibson, I expect him to retire at some point. Same with George Boyd. Or get League Two clubs again.
Is any other club seriously going to try and take Darren Gibson? I mean,
we're not stupid. We're not stupid enough to do that. So
that man has.
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't even think he's that old. He's only like early 30s.
He's 33. I think he's like 33, 34.
He's 34 years old, but he's got.
He just took him.
And he just slags off the people he plays with and works for. Apparently, he's absolute disgrace for man.
But I think overall for Salford, it's been good business.
I'm boycotting Salford. For fuck's sake! Yeah, them outs, as you can see on the screen, lots of outs. As you can see, lots of outs. Please don't go through every single one of their outs. Jesus, we'll be here for years.
No, I'll just go through some of the bigger names that's affected. I think Abu Isa went to Bradford on a free. That's a big miss for Scunthorpe, going to a rival as well. Jordan Clark, experienced right back, gone to Oldham. Kevin Van Veen has gone to Motherwell. That's an interesting one. The Dutch striker has gone to Motherwell. That's a weird sign-in. And then obviously a lot of the people that's left. Jem Karachan used to be a quality player back in the day for Reading, and he was a
I think this window we were linked to him at one point by a couple of outlets, and then then the free press writer literally just squashed them down, saying we're not getting Karachan.
Yeah, he used to be a quality player. He played in the Premier League, Championship, played for Galatasaray as well. I don't know what happened to his career.
And to be fair, I did speak about him in one of my videos, and I said if we were going to get him and the links were true, then it wouldn't be a bad signing for experience and getting that kind of veteranism into the team and a bit of a leader into the team. But I'm kind of happy, on the other hand, that he's not in the team because I don't think he's back to his best at the moment. So I'd rather a different club lower down take him. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And then looking at the ins, they brought in Thompson, O'Neill, Millen. Alex Kenyon's a decent signing for League Two. Harry Davis, another good one. And Harry Bunn's an interesting one. I remember when he was coming, he used to come through the academy at Man City, was highly linked must have been about 10, 12 years ago now. And
he was going to be a star once.
Highly rated. Been at Huddersfield, Southend. I didn't realise he was at York City, but he's joined them from York. But I think they've struggled big time.
I think he was there. Because I think he was at Bury, and then when Bury unfortunately folded,
he was at Bury as well.
Managing them. Harry Bunn went to York City, I believe, from when Bury shut down, the original Bury, not the Bury AFC. So I think that's why Harry Bunn went to York to get that extra wage after leaving Bury when it folded. But yeah, I think Scunthorpe's put in a couple of good players, but I'll say it again. Relegation. I'm not just saying this because I'm a rival, but they are shit. And they almost got relegated last season.
Chris saying before we start jumping on the Salford Bounty Castle, they've been the biggest flops in League Two last 2 seasons. They have had one of the biggest budgets in League Two, bottled it with their monopoly backing. Salford, like last 2 seasons, should be expected to be promoted. No excuses for them. They failed last 2 seasons.
What do you think Richie left?
Not easy getting out of League Two, is it, Gary Neville? No, it's not easy. As only SLF.
Richie Wellens left Salford. He'd rather go to a different club.
He was sacked, but he
won him a trophy.
He was also
got sacked for it.
Yeah,
he bottled it. He's a bottle job. That's what he's doing.
So are we saying that if Pep was going to win the FA Cup but was going to finish 6th or 7th, that's completely okay?
No,
I don't think so. Salford, with the money that they had, should have been up in the promotion spots or at least playoffs. Richie Wellens didn't. He's a shit manager, and you're getting relegated.
And neither did Graham Alexander, one of the previous managers as well.
Yeah,
but to be fair, they had to replace who was their goalkeeper last year. We had him a lot on loan watch. I cannot remember his fucking name though.
Jamie Cumming.
Jamie Cumming,
that's the one. They had to replace him.
Today. He's been announced at Gillingham today.
They had to replace him, so they replaced him with I think that lad from the goalkeeper from West Ham.
Joseph Anang.
They've replaced one loanee of another loanee.
He's a good youth keeper though, so I wish him the best of luck. I think it could be good.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting though. Looking at the players out, a lot of it's mostly sort of backup players that have left. Not many good players have left. Like Martin was terrible. Marcus Dianga. As you can see by the clubs they've gone to, only one in the Football League, and all the rest have gone to conference. Pep is a decent player, but I think they've done pretty decent business. Stevenage, they obviously started last season, they were awful, and then come to the end of the season, they survived comfortably mid-table, but brought in Barry from Barrow, Jake Reeves from Notts County, Jake Taylor from Exeter, very good midfielder, Arthur Reed from Brentford, James Daly just didn't work out at Rovers, meant to be this high. Palace fans were gutted that he joined Rovers on a permanent deal, but just hasn't had. I thought he deserved another chance, but he'll probably score 2 or 3 against us next season. But yeah, he's joined them on a free. Joseph Anang has gone there on loan, and Jamie Reed, who was amazing for Torquay in the National League, didn't work out at Mansfield, but he's joined them. I think they'll do okay. I think they'll be sort of 40, and also Chris Lines, who was there last season, ex-Rovers player. I've done an interview on my channel with. He signed a new contract as well. So yeah. I think they'll do okay. Nothing amazing, nothing terrible.
I think they're not going to be in relegation trouble, in my opinion. I think they're going to finish. I don't think they're going to finish higher than the bottom 6 or 8, but I think they're going to be higher than the relegation places by quite a few points.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie Reed is also Ruben Reed's brother, if I remember correctly. Which I think Sutton are one of the last. I think there might be 3 more left after Sutton, I believe.
Yes, Sutton.
Newcomers.
Yeah, should be interesting. Looking at the outs first, they've lost Keeley to Dorking, Reece Brownie, Bradley Pearce, and then Joash Numbard, Jude Mason, Aaron Simpson, and Wayne Brown are still looking at a club. They brought in Cordoba from Northampton, Joe Kizzy from Bromley, and a player that I played with when I was younger for about 6 years, and then he joined Rovers Academy. Donovan Wilson, who they signed from Bath on a permanent. He basically helped him get promoted last season. They brought him on loan from Bath, and he done qualities, joined them on a permanent deal. Enzio Bolwin, Dutch winger, always had big potential, but never really been consistent. Joined them from Notts County, should be interesting. Richie Bennett has joined from Stockport, and Alistair Smith has joined from Altrincham. So yeah, pretty interesting, and hopefully Donovan doesn't score against us last season and celebrate. So,
I'll speak from experience watching Sutton United in the National League last season. I think they were an amazing side. They've kept the core of their squad. They've just let go of a couple of players. I can speak from experience watching Bolvine. I think that he's been a great player for Notts County. I think he's a good experienced player from the Football League, so I think that he'll provide that experience for Sutton United. I think that Ricky Bennett for Stockport was great. I think Alistair Smith was a good player from Altrincham. I think that Corbeau is good from Northampton. I think Joe Kizzy from Bromley as well. I think that could be a great buy. Donovan Wilson's a very experienced player. And I think that he could be wonderful for Sutton. So I think for their first season, I don't expect any of the new teams to get relegated from League Two this season. I think Sutton United could just stay up, but I think that overall,
I'm
definitely
having Hartlepool in the bottom two. We don't even need to talk about this, do we?
Well done on the new ownership. Well done on the new owners.
Yeah.
Finally, someone who cares about the club.
It's bad news. Bad news because I'm not sure if you've seen the bloke they got in, but he was he thought he could play like this Premier League because he was at Palace and he was at Chelsea and he he thought he could play this amazing football in League One, and it didn't work. But they also sent one of their ex-players, Ben Gladwin, today. He was quality for Swindon in the past, but I still think they're going to struggle big time. It's good that, obviously, I hate Swindon, but it's good for them to survive as a club because I don't want that to happen to anyone. But
I can say from experience, I've seen the statements from the new owner, and I've seen personally what the new owner said, and I've spoken to him as well. Clem is a guy who's a fan of this club, who's a fan of Swindon. He's a football fan first, and he wants to own the football club. So that's what I expect from every ownership at every club in the Football League.
I just want to quickly jump in. The former Plymouth Argyle owner from Japan said all of those things as well. And fucked off seeing her. I believe it when I see it. That is my phrase. Do what Simon Hallett has done, which he's not bigged himself up. He's not done any of this emotional bullshit. He's put his money where his mouth is. He's rebuilt the stadium. Well, not the whole stadium, the grandstand. He's invested into the youth academy. He's put the right people in the right places, brought the right managers in, got rid of the old managers when needed, got this unity with the club. Who cares about a good statement? I could do you a good statement if you want. That's all garbage. If you're not put your money where your mouth is and show us instead of saying it. Because
I would think the reason why I believe in Clem is because I think the statements that he's put out, it's not like the full-on big up himself statement. It's been very tactical statements. So he's got long-term plans. I get all of that. I get all of
that. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't do it on paper.
And I do have faith personally that Clem will do that. I have personal faith that Clem will do that.
They will struggle though. Just one thing though, they will struggle because pretty much all them players that have left were basically their starting team as well, and they've only got about 5 or 6 players currently. So people
they're going to do a lot of work.
Well,
this season will be a struggle. I think it'll be the next 2 seasons where the
I personally think they're down. I think they're down before the. I think they're down. I think they're down before the season's even started. To be brutally honest with you, look at the players they've left. Most of their team that started last season are gone. If not all of it, they've got 5-6 players on their books for goodness sake. They've got a manager who's going to try and play tiki taka football in bloody Sky Bet League 2. Which
I guarantee you they will beat us because no matter what, they were crap last season. Then they've done the double over us. And now Garner's gone there. And he's gone completely bold, looking like Tisdale now as well. So, bound to beat us.
Is Dolly the only one out of us 3 to have done the double over Swindon last season?
No, I think can't remember. We definitely beat them.
But no, I get why you guys saying that Swindon will be in the relegation zone. I get that. I just have faith they'll just stay up. and maybe they'll just
Over-
rebuild over the next few years.
Well, you think they'll sign because they need to sign about 18 to 20 players.
What
get
blind
that.
faith
I
have
get
you got? What blind
I'm
faith
happy
have
they
you
got rid of Paul Caddis, who scored the Birmingham's sort of winning goal and put us relegated into League One.
Yeah, I remember that Caddis when he took his top off.
We lost 1-0 to Leicester. Birmingham were up against Bolton. It was Paul Caddis on the line that headed it in. I thought there was kind of controversy in that goal, but there we go, fair play. But yeah, maybe we should have got at least a draw against Leicester, to be honest.
Yeah, I've definitely got Swindon as down.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have personal hate towards Caddis.
Tranmere, we'll just briefly do these.
Their badge looks like something from 1970. But I like
yeah,
it.
actually,
I didn't even realise.
They play.
I didn't realise that was Tranmere's badge.
Yeah,
they got their new home kit as well. Their new home kit's like a 80s vintage football kit. I like how they've gone vintage with their stuff.
That is weird.
Yeah, we'll skip over it. We'll skip over Tranmere.
Well done to Tranmere for their business. Don't want to cross over that.
Yeah, their business is quality.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that we're almost hitting 2 hours already, and we still haven't even done our predictions.
New manager, Matthew Taylor, former player.
Congratulations. Keelan Lavery's left. There you go. We picked out one. And one coming in.
Dan Scar.
Jack Erling from Halifax. Congratulations to both of you. Dan Scar's joined our goal. I didn't even see him. But that is League Two is absolutely fucking horrific. So
many transfers
when it
is
comes
unreal.
to business.
Man United and the big clubs.
Oh my god! Tell me about it. But tell me about it. But the last bit to do, which hopefully isn't going to take equally as long, else this is going to be one long ass stream. But it is that time where we are going to be predicting how we think Sky Bet League 2 is going to finish this season. So as you'll see, promotion, obviously, the top three get automatics. The fourth one is decided via the playoffs. Then you've got 8th to 13th. You had to split mid-table up somehow. 14th to 18th, 19th to 22nd, and then obviously the bottom two will be going down. So as we did for League One, we'll go from up. We'll go from bottom upwards. So, Aaron, who do we think are going to be bottom of the league this season?
I've gone with Scunthorpe United.
Okie dokie. I'm going to say Swindon. What about you, Charlie?
Sorry to say it. I'm glad they survived as a club, but I just don't think they're going to have enough players.
I know where this is going to go.
And they've got a shocking manager, so Swindon.
Ben Gardner, the new
Swindon to be.
They've literally got new players. I can't see a lot of players being if Swindon come up to you and said, "Oh, do you want to sign for Swindon?" And you've just seen the
fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, but hopefully, even though this season might be a travesty, I hope the next couple of years in the rebuild will be good for the
the rebuild in the National League. Just go ask Torquay. It can be done. It can be done. 23rd. Now, I'm choosing between Hartlepool or Rochdale, and I'm actually going to pick Hartlepool because I just think they've lost too many goals. I don't know how they replace that. That's mine. What about you, Aaron?
I've gone with Oldham. I think their on and off field problems are going to really affect them. I've got a feeling Oldham's going to go down.
Interesting. Charlie?
Yeah, on Hartlepool as well. They've lost like 40 goals, close to 40 goals. I can't see them, Hartlepool.
I'm probably going to get outweighed on most of these. If not, maybe it's just how Southern people think about football. Because me and Charlie normally agree on most things. And I'm the North, so I've got different opinions. We both agree that Exeter are shit. We both agree that Plymouth Argyle are bigger than Bristol City, and we both agree that Bristol
Exeter is shit. I just think Doncaster Rovers is bigger than both of them.
I mean, now you're chatting real garbage. But who do we think are going to just survive in 22nd? I'm going Rochdale. I mean, they're the club who's barely brought in anyone, haven't they? Well, they're the club that's brought in fucking nobody. So for me, I'm I'm probably going to go Rochdale. Chris says Barrow and Sutton relegation. I'm actually being serious. I'm not messing. So he says Barrow and Sutton.
Barrow signed good players. I don't
It's
think
because he's Cumbrian rival, so he's bound.
Yeah, because it's rivalry, innit?
Right. Since my 22nd was chosen already, I'm going to go with Scunthorpe on this one.
Right. Charlie?
22nd, I'm going to go with... who's left?
I'll get
Are we
the
going to go to the
spinner.
spinner?
I'm going to go with Rochdale.
Oh,
thank God we don't need the spinner. So Rochdale are going to be 22nd. I'm just getting that ready just in case we do need it. 21st, I'm going to say Sutton. Is it a mad shout to say Sutton?
Well, no, it's not mad because they've just come up and they've got a small budget.
I don't think they'll go up. I don't think they'll go down. I think they'll be in a bit of a dogfight. But when you've been in the when you've been in the National League, you're sort of used to playing a bit of a dogfight.
Funnily enough, I picked Sutton United for my personal 21st as well.
Oh. Well, two of us have said Sutton, so Charlie, who would you?
And it's someone from the north and the south.
I'd say Sutton as well.
Fair enough. So that is 22nd, 21st done. So 20th, Oldham.
I'm going to go with Scunthorpe. I think they'll finish below Oldham, but only just.
Okay.
Charlie,
I'm going to agree with Aaron as well. Scunthorpe
going up to 20th. I'm guessing we'll then Oldham to go 19.
Yeah, Oldham.
Yeah.
Yay! My bottom six clubs.
This is a lot easier. This is going better than the League One. We're almost agreeing, although we all do still think that Doncaster are getting relegated. But we're now getting to 18th. For 18th,
I've gone with Barrow.
Not a bad shout. Stevenage isn't a bad shout either. Just checking it out.
You've literally just predicted my personal predictions to have Stevenage at 18th, but I think for this one, because we're going for joint predictions, I'm going with Barrow next on my list, so I'm going to go with Barrow.
I'm going to say Stevenage. I think Barrow have done better business than Stevenage, if I'm being real. Crawley might be a good shout as well.
I'm going to say...
I'm going to say it, Stevenage. I'll stick with Stevenage.
I'll say Barrow. Yeah.
I'm going to say Crawley. Crawley for sure. Crawley finishing below them two easily.
Right, I've got my spinner up ready as well.
Stevenage. Oh, we can't all three do it. I've just spun it. And it is Crawley Town. So Crawley.
Thank God for that.
18th. For 17th, I'm gonna say I'll stick with Stevenage. I don't think they're gonna have a bad season, but no, Stevenage for me.
I'm going with Barrow again.
I'm gonna go with Harrogate.
Harrogate Town.
Spinner up. Spin that wheel.
So wheel is spinning, and it is going to be Barrow.
Yeah.
Become 17.
Mystic prediction spot on again.
Barrow
to 17.
Barrow has signed good players, man.
But I think with the competitiveness,
that's what I thought.
Very tight. I think it'll be very tight again. Though.
I don't think there is. I don't think there is any competitiveness in this league, to be brutally honest with you. But that being said, on to 16th. I'm sticking with it. I'm saying Stevenage.
I've gone with Port Vale.
Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry to regular viewer, but I'm saying Carlisle. I don't really rate their business.
So
Don't worry,
Who-
now.
who
I've not
did-
got Stevenage that far up.
who did you say, Aaron?
I went with Port Vale.
Port Vale. So you've missed out Harrogate now. Port Vale. All right. Port Vale.
Don't worry, I put Stevenage on the next place up on my personal predictions. I went with
Right.
them 18th and Port Vale 19th.
And luckily for you, you're not going to get to do that because Stevenage are coming in at 16th. So Stevenage can go there. Thank God. I didn't have them that high up. Chris says, I'm unsubscribing, Charlie. Joking. He's absolutely raging. Bottle Jobs
sorry.
FC to finish 9th. I've got them lower than that. Chris, Charlie is very, very sorry. Very, very, very sorry. But next on our list is going to be 15th.
Port
This is
Vale.
Port Vale. I'm saying Harrogate.
I'm saying Harrogate.
So Harrogate will be...
In my personal predictions, I had Harrogate 13th, just because I think they'll pull out some surprises.
So Harrogate into 15th.
Pull out some
now-
rabbits.
14th, I'm going to say... Let's say Colchester.
I'm sticking
I'm
with
gonna
Port
say-
Vale.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with. Wait, I'm seeing who's. I'm gonna go with Northampton.
Oh,
Wow, that's a
Wow.
big call.
Yeah, but I just don't. I don't rate their squad. I don't see where goals are coming from. I mean,
and the
they've
manager
got
doesn't
all
really
right
have a lot of
players, but I-
experience, does he? Because he was a caretaker manager, and now he's stepping
And
into the job full time.
It's genuinely just landed on Northampton, so it's just
Oh
landed
my
on
God.
Northampton. So Northampton,
You've literally just
Humpty
eliminated one of
14
my
for
top
us.
three. You've eliminated one of my top three predictions.
top
ouch.
top three. Are you mad? Their team's crap.
So,
like. I just
on
don't think
to-
they got enough quality to go up. No chance.
I hear that. On to 13th, though. This I'm going to remain simple. I'm going to say Colchester.
I'm sticking with Port Vale on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Port Vale.
Yes,
Port
finally I can
Vale.
move up clubs. Thank fuck for that.
So for 12th, Colchester for me.
I've gone with Colchester.
Well, I
Who
wasn't
have you
going
gone
with
for, Charlie?
Carlisle.
Wow. Unlucky for you, isn't it? So that's 13th, 12th. So 11th, I'm
Exeter.
going to say... Fuck it, yeah, I'm saying Exeter. Yeah, that would be quite nice. I wasn't going to,
I was
but
gonna
if Aaron's voting Exeter, I'm not going to let this opportunity slip.
Personally, in my predictions, I put Exeter 16th, but since 11th, the next place up, I put them there.
Man,
We
he's still
can-
got Matt G, though. Do you really think they're going to do that bad?
if they've got nothing else around him, mate,
I
what's
was
he
going
going
to
to
say,
do?
he's not going to have the quality around him like Randall Williams, etc.
It's a bit like...
Yeah, but come on, like but you look at some of the even Colchester, they've lost a lot of goals and quality. No, not
Yeah.
Colchester, Carlisle. Sorry.
But Exeter also just really shit. I just don't really like them. So, Aaron, are you saying Exeter to finish 11th?
I'm going to go with the fake St James's Park FC, yes.
Excellent. Love to see it. That certainly made me a lot happier. So, for 10th,
Crawley.
for me, Crawley's already been picked, mate. For me, I'm picking between Carlisle or Tranmere.
Oh, shit. Next on my list. I'm going to go with Mansfield on this one.
Big shout out.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I'm going to go Tranmere. So you got Tranmere or Mansfield. And who are you going, Charlie?
Carlisle.
Right, so
I'm
Carlisle.
going with Mansfield. I just think they're going to bottle it for the last few weeks of the season. I
Mate,
think they're gonna be up there.
Mansfield and Tranmere. Mate, I'm surprised. Niall said Tranmere, mate. They're they're in my top.
I think-
they're in my top 4.
To be
I was
fair,
going to say I put Tranmere top of the league.
I don't know why I said Tranmere, but just banter. But it has finished on Mansfield. Mansfield are the ones.
I put Tranmere as my champion.
They're coming in 10th.
I put
Aaron,
Tranmere as my
why
champion.
Mansfield?
I don't understand. Aaron, do you want to explain that? Actually, it's better off if you don't explain it for people
The
watching.
quickest reason I can say why Mansfield are in mid-table for me is because I feel like they're going to bottle it again despite the quality. Because they're not.
Fair enough.
It's their usual curse.
For
do you know what though? I'm so shocked. I mean, I know we got Chris. I'm so shocked that Carlisle is still
for ninth. This is where I'm saying Carlisle for ninth.
I went with Walsall. I went with Walsall personally, but I'm happy with Carlisle to go next.
But
Yeah,
I'm
Carlisle,
presuming
I mean-
Charlie.
Yeah, Carlisle for me. They'd be between probably 14th, but now they've finally gone up.
Yeah. Carlisle ain't too far away on my predictions, to be fair. There are only a couple of teams.
Charlie ain't happy. Chris says Swindon 13th, Warsaw 12th. Wow.
13th for Ben Garner and 5 players.
Wow, that is something. That is something.
That's
So that was 9th. So who's just missing out on the playoffs then?
Next up on my list, I have Walsall.
I'm half tempted to say Salford.
I'm going to say
they do seem to bottle it almost every single season. So
I
it wouldn't be surprising if Salford genuinely finished 8th again. But Newport. I'm saying Newport.
I'm going to say Newport. Newport for
fair,
sure. They should be
personal,
anywhere near the playoffs.
On my personal predictions, I did have Newport 8th, but because they were next on my list, I have Walsall.
So that is
Newport
what we think.
8th with all the players, and they've got Ed Upton.
I can believe that. I've completely forgot about Newport, and that is completely my fault. I forgot about Newport, really. 7th, the Welsh Fords, I think. Chris says Walsall, not Walsall, Newport 15th for him. But now we've got to pick our playoffs. So coming in 7th, who have we all got?
I've got Walsall next on my list, so I'm going to keep with Walsall.
I would probably agree with Walsall.
I've got Leyton Orient.
That's a good shout. I'm going to say Walsall.
Weirdly, I had Leyton Orient.
I just had
Weirdly, I had Leyton Orient after Walsall, so I'm going to stick with Leyton Orient for my next one.
Mate, Leyton Orient have lost about 40 goals from their team.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing we'll say Walsall there then. No, Leyton Orient there. 5th. Who's coming in?
I had
5th?
Salford next.
Salford. 5th.
I've got Forest Green. Forest Green.
Right. So, Forest Green.
I don't think they've got enough quality.
And Aaron said Salford. So,
indeed,
spinning the wheel.
On my personal table, I had Salford 9th, but because they were next on my list, I've got Salford in there.
And it is Forest Green Lovers that will be coming in to 5th. They're 5th. Who's coming 4th? Actually, why is it saying Tranmere? We'll just go with that. We'll just move Forest Green there. Who have we got 4th and just missing out on playoffs?
Salford.
Yeah, I'd agree with Salford.
You mean automatics?
Yeah. So who's missing out on automatics?
I'm going to go with Bradford.
Bradford. Right. So 2 of us said Salford, so Salford go there. Wolf says, "Am I late? You're about 2 hours late, but we appreciate it anyway. I have to back my boys to get playoffs. Yeah, of course you do. Kenny just being brutal, saying yeah. But if you have got a spare 2 hours of your time, do watch the stream back. A really good stream. So our top 3 is Bradford, Bristol Rovers, and Tranmere.
That's
but in what
one.
order?
One of my personal predicted top 3s in there. The other 2 are somewhere else.
In what order are we going for? So coming in third, I'm going to say this is where Derek Adams probably has Bradford, because Man is definitely not winning.
I've put Bradford next as well.
So, Charlie?
What was you going, Charlie?
Yeah, third. I was going to say third as well, Bradford.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't want Bristol Rovers fans to get angry where I put them.
Oh, this could get interesting.
What top 2?
Coming in second and just missing out on the title. Aaron?
Look, this is where I put this. This is where Bristol Rovers is next on my list. But on my personal predictions, I put Bristol Rovers 4th.
Yeah, of course he would. Of course he would put it.
You predicted to get relegated. You get 4th, bitches.
I don't care anyway, because even if we do finish 4th, mate, we've never lost in the playoffs, so I don't care.
Well, to be fair, I'd back you guys in the playoffs anyway. But Bristol
Aaron has said Rovers to come second. Charlie?
I'm going to go with Tranmere second.
Now you have the deciding vote. Do you choose friendship or do you choose Tranmere?
Do I choose friendship? No, it's who I think is going to win the fucking league, not who I'm friends with. Jesus. No, I'm backing with the West Country boys to do quite well this year. I actually think they'll go up as champions. I think if Joey Barton isn't found guilty, they might actually have even more of a chance, you know. But mind you, this is if Joey Barton is still your manager. If Joey Barton is not your manager come the start of the season, fuck knows what happens with you guys.
I've taken that into account.
Mate, even if Clint Hill, mate, even if Clint Hill is our caretaker manager, I think we'll still do well, personally.
That's a fair shout. So to recap, we have gone for Bristol Rovers to win the league, with Tranmere and Bradford doing automatics. We've gone for Salford, Forest Green Rovers and Leyton Orient and Walsall to get playoffs, followed by Newport, Carlisle, Mansfield, Exeter, Colchester, Port Vale, Northampton, Harrogate, Stevenage, Barrow and Crawley all in mid-table. Oldham, Scunthorpe, Sutton and Rochdale to be in a bit of a relegation dogfight. And relegated to the National League, we've gone for Hartlepool United and Swindon Town.
Just like the League One stream, obviously you guys know I had my personal predictions. I'm not going to go through the whole of mid-table, but what I'll say is I predicted Tranmere to win the league with Rochdale and Northampton second and third. Bristol Rovers to win the playoffs over Bradford, Forest Green and Swindon. And then Oldham and Scunthorpe relegated.
Wow.
Rochdale second.
And I had you guys to win the playoffs over Bradford, Forest Green and Swindon.
Rochdale second, even though they've lost their 4 best players and they haven't brought anyone in.
I believe in Stockdale.
I would love to have what you're smoking. That's what
I'm smoking a heavy dose of Lucozade Sport. That's what I'm smoking and drinking.
I've no idea. But we best do our playoffs. So who's winning out of Walsall and Salford?
Salford.
Okay. I'm going to go with Walsall because what Salford usually bottle it, and I think Matthew Taylor could drum up something.
I'm going to say Salford because I think they've got a better manager than they had last season. So
Hey!
So
Bowie,
I've gone
Bowie,
for
Wellington's for
Bowie.
Rovers now.
Bowie,
Wellington's
Bowie.
for Doncaster now.
Imagine if Doncaster get
Bowie
relegated.
better than Wellington.
Imagine if Doncaster gets relegated.
Not going to
Richie.
happen. We are not
No,
getting
just-
relegated to League
Just
Two ever
imagine,
again.
just imagine if you got relegated with Richie Wellens in charge. Like,
We're not going to League Two ever again.
Oh,
we will
I'm
never touch
gonna be-
that division with a barge pole, bro.
Mate, clip this.
you say
Oi,
that.
Liam, clip what Aaron
I
just said.
volunteer you
Aaron
all to
just
clip
said-
this.
Listen, Aaron just said Donny are never going to be playing in League Two again.
And I will
my
say it
God.
myself. I'll say it with my
You
own
just
mouth.
said that.
Doncaster will
Oh.
never touch League Two again with Wellens, with any manager, because we are not League Two anymore. We are League One and up to the Championship, to the fucking Premier League. That's where we're going.
Even though you finished like 16th, 17th last year after being
Because
in the top
Darren Moore
four.
fucked off and our players didn't give
Bottle
a shit.
Bottle jobs.
The only reason
Look
we
at
finished
bottle
14th
jobs.
the only reason we finished 14th
Donny.
because Darren Moore didn't give a shit and the players couldn't try hard enough.
Salford and Donny are the real bottle jobs.
Salford are, we're not. We're going to the Premier League in the next 10, 15 years.
Fourth to 18th in one season. I mean, come on now.
Next decade, we're going to the Premier League. Trust me. Next decade.
Next decade, I'm going to be manager of Chelsea.
decade,
It ain't going to happen.
Next decade, I'm Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and I'm giving
Well, it's not
Doncaster
hard
an
to
extra.
replace Boris Johnson.
Well, no. But what I will do is I'll be giving Doncaster Rovers a special tax called Donny tax, where you have to give me 100% of your revenues. Keith even saying, "Charles, bro, we are not going to the Premier League."
Trust the process. Trust the Wellens process.
Calm down. You're starting to sound like Arsenal.
Mate, that's what Arsenal fans said. Trust the process.
Yeah, they don't believe hard
Trust
enough.
the process.
They
Trust.
don't believe hard enough.
Okay, so what you're saying is if I just go, believe we can do this, I'll get promoted. Believe.
Because you've got Ryan
Just
Lowe.
believe. I'm gonna be stood in the Denport going, believe. Just believe. Have some belief.
Iron mate,
Right.
honestly, I've seen Ty. I've seen other players. You literally sound like Ty.
Believe.
Trust in the Wellens process.
Charlie, you clearly have not got enough belief about you.
Mate, I've got belief.
You're part Arsenal fan,
Donny,
part
mate,
Boris Johnson. You're part Arsenal fan and part Boris Johnson. You want Boris Johnson's belief and you want Arsenal fans' delusion. So it's one of them.
Literally.
Kenny says, I believe we can win the treble for the next decade. I hope Carlisle get relegated, says Barrow for life. Honestly, yeah, I don't want Donny in the Premier League for more than 2 seasons. Like, we are never going to be there anyway.
At least a year or two is perfect.
EFL is clear. So I can't believe what I'm hearing. I believe City are going down.
Honestly, man.
I
don't know what
Liam
Aaron's
says.
been
Liam says
or
all
what,
clipped and going up now. Perfect. That's Sparrow's level, mate. A bit of rivalry in there, but back to the playoffs. Jesus, we got Salford in the final. Who's joining them? Forest Green Rovers or Leyton Orient?
Oh, I think Forest Green missed out on the final last season. I don't think they're going to miss the trick again. I think it's going to be Forest Green.
I'm going to say Orient. Your vote, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm going to say Orient only because I don't think Forest Green can rely on an aging Jamil Matt. I know Jamil Matt's quality, but they haven't bought anyone else in. They haven't bought in Aaron Collins. They haven't bought in an Aaron Collins replacement who got 14 goals. So, yeah, Leyton Orient for me. Kenny Jackie's got a good record in playoffs. Not with Portsmouth though, but with Millwall and Wolves and stuff.
I think it's a close one, that final. I think compared to the Salford game, it'll be a close semi-final. It could go either way. I just went with Forest Green because I think they could snatch it. And of course, they've got that previous experience of losing in a semi-final, so that's why I sort of went with Forest Green. By the way, that clip's up already on Twitter, so if you want to watch
Mate,
it,
I cannot wait me and Niall were buzzing for next season when Donny finished like
Hang on,
21st.
he titled it wrong because I said Donny will never go down to League Two ever again. He said Donny to never get relegated. I didn't say that. I said Donny will never go down to League Two ever again.
Well, same thing
Right.
though, isn't it?
It is the
Same
same thing. You're currently just battling Liam on semantics right now. If you do get relegated, why do I feel like Aaron's gonna take a break from social media for a week or two?
No, if we do get relegated, I'll
go
come
on
out
that comment a sec. Go on
and
that
I will just
comment.
accept that I was wrong.
I hope you
Go on
are.
that comment from Stuart a sec.
Charlie disrespecting Carlisle. Imagine Carlisle finishing above Bristol Rovers.
By the way,
Ouch.
I'm not disrespecting Carlisle. I just think they've like even Aaron said when we was going through Carlisle, I think they've lost a lot more quality and haven't brought enough quality in.
Yeah. By the way,
It's okay. It's okay though because you did have Aaron predict Rochdale in second of his personal predictions. Which
come on.
Moving on swiftly though. Late Show hosted by James Cornwood, yes, Daniel James and Lee Nelson, Neeson. This isn't the Late Show. That's tomorrow actually. Tomorrow. On my channel at Let's Talk Premier League, got a really interesting one. I've literally had an epiphany. We're gonna be doing, you know how all these wankers on football Twitter have started doing their reputation rankings. They're like massive tin pot. We're doing one.
Oh mate, it's hilarious, mate.
No, don't you dare put Doncaster Rovers in tin pot. Don't you fucking dare.
On Let's Talk Premier League,
mate, I've seen.
I've
seen a lot of fans,
night,
right?
We're gonna do R1 tomorrow night. So that's
don't you dare put Donny in tin pot. Don't you dare. I've given you an idea.
Honestly, I've seen fans which aren't Bristol Rovers fans put like Rovers in massive and Tottenham in tin pot and shit like that. It's hilarious.
Even you can't say that's true. Even you can't say that's true.
Of course it's true. Tottenham are tin pot.
And Rovers are apparently massive.
But to be fair, we are bigger than Tottenham. Even we're bigger than Tottenham.
But we've got the playoff final now as Ori and Salford. Who are we picking to win it?
Salford all the way, mate. Bowie ball way better than Wellens ball. Salford.
Who are you going for, Aaron?
I'm gonna go with a.
He's definitely not going to Salford because he hates them.
I'm going 3-1 to Leyton Orient. They're gonna find their way back.
I'm gonna go for the love story here and say Orient. They do deserve it more than Salford. Also, I would quite like to see Salford have to suffer another season in League Two. It brings me quite good entertainment because I remember when we were in League Two and they were like, "Oh, who the fuck's Argyle?" And I'm like, "You're about to find out who the fuck Argyle is." When we went to their Peninsula Stadium, got a late winner and put them back into bed.
And to be fair, I would personally like to play Leyton Orient more than Salford because I think Leyton Orient will be a tougher opposition.
I aside the idea of the love story as well. But that is it. That is it. We are ending it there after 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, fuck. What has happened? What the hell has happened?
I actually can't believe, and to be fair, the weird thing is, I can't believe that next week is the first previews of the season.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah, next week
Take it in your face, Premier League. We get the pricks.
Next week we'll be picking a couple of the transfers from the National League teams. Have a look at them. We're going to pick 5 games from Sky Bet League 1 to preview. Obviously, we'll probably be previewing Argyle and Doncaster. I believe that's how you say them.
Doncaster Rovers, the mighty Wellens Army.
I mean, I thought it was called Sheffield Wednesday, but that I could be wrong. But yeah, we'll be previewing 5 games, which will be picked by all of us. Obviously, we'll be picking our own games, but we'll obviously have 3 other matches from Sky Bet League 1 to cover, which we'll be picking with, I presume in the group chat, we'll probably have a little vote or
I was
something.
going to say, do you think we should choose our own like top 5 before the group chat next week? And then if any of our games are the same as what you've had in your top 5, we sort of, or make a top 10 just in case we run out.
Well, no,
I
was just thinking we all just in the group chat agree which 3 games from Sky Bet League 1.
That's what I mean. So if I have like a list of 5 games that we want to preview, and then if they link up to each other's list, that's part of the combined top 5.
Yeah, we can do that. And then obviously we'll have the Bristol Rovers game and the 4 other Sky Bet League 2 matches, because we are going to be offering you equal coverage. It was something we were not great at last year, we must admit, but this year will be different. We'll have 5 from each league, mainly because that man down there will know a little bit about League 2. So that is next week's.
We'll gloss over some scores as well. Like the other games that we're not previewing, we'll just
the other games we're not previewing. We'll have it's going to be this show this time. Now, obviously, I've got a computer now. We can actually make it much more interactive, make it much better for you visually. Don't forget, Lone Watch will also be back. I'm working out how I'm going to do that.
We have like a little competition throughout this season where we have like our own little predictions zone, and sort of the more games we predict, the more points we get, and see who wins the predicted scores race.
Fucking love that idea. That's the first idea I've ever heard from you that I fucking loved. Absolutely, we'll definitely.
Before New Year.
he's achieved greatness. Yes, we'll absolutely.
See, I'm back on form ready for next season. I'm back for next season.
He's actually come up with a good idea. Yes, we'll do that for both leagues. Why not? It'll be a bit of a laugh. But yeah, that's all for next week. The show will probably be about an hour and a half. I think most of them are going to be, if we've got to give them lot fucking equal coverage as us.
Probably 2 hours at most, like an hour each league, probably.
What? Hour for each league? Fuck me.
We're going to end up probably doing an hour per league.
We're going to have to do 2 shows, guys. We're going to have to do 2 shows. We're going to have to do Mondays as like reviews, and then we're going to have to do like a Wednesday or a Thursday for like the preview. Actually, we could organise that. That would make it more easier. Do like the reviews on the Monday, and then do like a stream for like an hour on like Wednesday or Thursday whenever you're free for previewing that weekend's games.
Yeah, and then we all 3 of us do both leagues.
Because Indiana was banging on about us for doing more shows, wasn't he? So that'll keep him sweet as well. Sorted.
Everyone's a winner in this situation, and plus, guys, trust me, we've got some incredible content coming up for the EFL season, so it's going to be
100%.
Wonderful. Hopefully, there's a championship show coming from Indiana, so we can get the hat trick. But yeah,
yes.
And if they think about doing a non-league show, I'll volunteer my services for that and all.
Yeah, I haven't quite worked that one out. Read the final comments now. Yes, Liam, I absolutely will. Check DMs after stream now.
He's probably going to send the clip of me saying Daniel will never get relegated.
To be honest, whoever goes to League One every season always go down every season, in my opinion. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to stay up. It's been good entertainment having Salford in League 2 last 2 seasons when they said they would walk the league. Howard Stevenage 16th. All the best to everyone in Leagues 1 and 2. 100%.
Apart from Barrow and Morecambe, apparently.
Morecambe back to League 2. I can't.
Barrow and Morecambe.
Yeah, well, it's
rivalry with Morecambe.
Yes, they do. It's a bit like me. I wish all 70 clubs in the EFL luck, apart from Doncaster and Exeter.
I knew one of them was going to be mine. I knew it. The
other one was
Wednesday and Scunthorpe.
The other one was also guaranteed to be Exeter, so you know.
I knew Exeter was going to be in there, but I had a feeling Doncaster was going to be the other one. No, apart from Sheffield Wednesday and Scunthorpe, and probably another Yorkshire rival, I can't remember which one. Then I've missed the rest of them. Best of luck.
Jesus Christ.
All the best to everyone apart from Bristol City and Swindon.
At least it's not us. At least it's not us.
And
God's sake.
No, I'm joking.
Loving it. Can't wait for the Varane stream to brag. Yes, apparently I'm doing
I
that
cannot
tonight.
wait to just finish in the half spot and brag about being in there.
Make sure to check out the Argyle Show on Wednesday, lads. 100% the Argyle Show on my channel. But fuck it, let's actually end the stream. Let's work out where we can find everyone. You can find me on Twitter at @Niall_PAFC. And also on my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Premier League. As I said, the late show at 11:30 tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a sort of reputation ranking of all 72 clubs in the Football League. So that will be, I'm sure, a very entertaining stream. And yeah, the Argyle Show, plenty of content. So make sure you do check out over there. Aaron, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, guys, at Aaron_Challoner. We just hit 800 followers just a few days ago, so it'd be wonderful to try and get to 900, maybe the big 1K by the start of the season. Also, guys, Instagram at Aaron_Challoner Official. We're on the road to 2,000 followers on there. Snapchat, Coaster_Challoner19, Coaster_Challoner19. I think we're on the road to like 1,000. I think we might be on the road to 10,000, something like that. Also, guys, on TikTok at Aaron Challoner, trying to hit the first couple of 100 followers on there. YouTube, Pro Football DRFC, we've hit 700 followers. We're on the road to 800 now. We're almost quarter of the way there already, which is unbelievable. Go and check out the recent videos on there. We did an interview with Butler after the Bells game. We did a match vlog from the Bells game. We've got a daily reports coming either tonight or tomorrow. So probably tomorrow because it's too late now. So stay tuned for that. Coast of Chell got some big updates coming. We've got a big update from Six Flags over Texas on the potential return of a new dart ride or an old dart ride in new form for next season coming tonight. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, this is going to be a very exciting season. And I cannot wait for Doncaster to be near the playoffs or in the playoffs at the end of the season so I can fucking gloat about it from now until the end of the season. So I think we're going to be having for a good season. In Wellings, we trust. We battered Newcastle without the result. Let's look towards the new season. Cannot wait. Sheffield Wednesday, fuck you.
Love it. Liam says, now, just let you know, mate, can we go for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, mate? That's the time I can do it for that day, and then go back to 8 p.m. next week, if that's fine, mate. Yes, not a problem. 6 p.m. then, the Argyle Show on Wednesday. Charlie, where can they find... Oh,
but yeah, I'm up for this season. Really up for it. And I've got my brain in gear.
To be fair, so am I, and I'm excited to see Doncaster get relegated. But Charlie, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at One Rovers Vlogs. Also on Insta, if you want to feel free. Also go vote for me if you haven't already for the content awards. Charlie_Hain96, and on YouTube, One Rovers Vlogs. Only 41 away from 2.7k, so would be appreciated. And also subscribe to the First XI if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell and smash the like on all the videos and this one, because this one has been madness.
Yeah, it has been mad.
Please vote for me and Club New Content Creator as well.
I voted Charlie mainly because he asked me first. No. Basically, my vote went whoever asked me to vote first, and I got.
But you can vote for as many people as you want.
Okay, and yeah, I'll send Aaron in a vote as well. Why not? I won't vote for a gal. I don't know him. He keeps putting me now with 2 L's. So I'll vote for the 2 that I do a stream with every Monday. Why the fuck not? Kenny says, good luck to every team in Leagues 1 and 2 except Exeter and Doncaster. Some Exeter fans maybe despise them, and Sunderland. But on that note, after 2.5 hours,
and after weeks and months of no Football League action, we're going to be back
next Monday, 6:30. With the previews for that weekend's games. I'm sure that'll be another great show. But until next time, thanks for watching and peace out.